What's up? What's up? Grand Rising, grace and peace, soul tribe, soul family. What is good? What is good? All right, you guys are gonna be coming in soon. I'm just prepping a little bit. Just lighten up the Palo Santo stick. Clearing that energy. There we go. What's good, guys? What is good? So, we're talking about Mercury retrograde still, because we're still in it. We got a little bit more, a couple of days left. But we also had a solar eclipse. NASA, what's good, NASA? What's up? NASA, we're going to be chopping it up today. Today is one of those kick it sessions. I'm going to pull a card for us today in a few seconds. But I'm going to be talking about some stuff. We're going to be talking about what's going on in current events, right? I'm going to go back into Brother Kalani and the being national citizens versus U.S. citizens, and just a couple of other things that we got going on, right? So Mercury retrograde is here. It's still here. We're in Gemini season. So Mercury is in Gemini. Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet. And so with that being said, I want to talk about the dark side of Gemini, because they're the twins. So, and it's not really the dark side, because the dark and the light are one. We got to look at it that way. We always got to look at, we can't always be in the light. And so with the solar eclipse, that's just what happened. Crypto's in the building. Peace, salute. And with that solar eclipse that we just had, what was it, Thursday, it cast this ring of shadow, right? Or they call it the ring of fire. So it was just the sun, the moon, and the earth aligning up together, right? And creating this darkness for a little while. And then the sun came back out. So that's what I want to talk about today. King Ramon, PYE. For a minute, I was like, what's PIE? PYE. I was like, pretty young, I don't know, but I like it. So yeah, and then I want to talk about what's going on. So why I came on today was because I'm catching up with some people who are posting about this Asian man and the 6-year-old little boy, black boy, and all the nefarious stuff that's going on. Leroy's in the building. Peace. And all that nefarious stuff that's going on. So I just wanted to chop it up with you guys. You know what I forgot to do? Shoot. I might have to go off, and then because I want you guys to come on. I want some of you guys to come through and speak. Yeah. I wasn't thinking. See, Mercury retrograde, damn you. Anyway, a big shout out to Lonnie Cabal. Brother Cabal had me on his platform. What was it? Wednesday? I was in the ring with them for 5 hours. We were holding it down. So big up to Lonnie Cabal for having me on. I was the only girl in the boys club, which I loved, because I was on my square. There we go. That's confirmation. We had Maine in the building. We had Larry, and we had Jordan live. And oh my goodness, it was so dope. I loved it. We talked about everything from, who's your favorite boxer of all time to gaming. Oh my goodness, to, who's our celebrity crush, but mainly starting off with, talking about, as far as with blacks and, where we stand, and, your nationality, what are you claiming? So it was a very, very, crypto, that Gemini has got us going crazy. That's why I put, Gemini's got a little spiciness going on to this season, because we're seeing a lot of things play out. Mercury retrograde, as we know, Mercury is about communication. And so with retrograde, it just means that some things can be misconstrued, some things could be informed, right? So there's a couple of, my brain is like going all over the place. That's the Aquarian in me. I have Aquarian rising. So I just wanted to talk about certain topics that it's just like peculiar, and I wanted to get your feedback as far as what does it all mean? Like, is it really making sense? Because I'm going to say that whole situation with that Asian man, most of this stuff is a psyops. Most of this stuff is for us to be in disorder. It's for us to go back and forth with each other. And I was just watching this brother named New Breed on YouTube, and he was exactly talking about that, Manchurian candidates, and how the government has, these people that they strategically place in communities, with wherever to rattle the cages, to get us going crazy amongst each other and battle it out. So I wanted to just do that. Your birthday's next week. Oh my goodness. So wait a minute. So you're still in the Gemini. Gemini is showing up. And what I got was that anybody so the sign before Gemini and the sign after Gemini is going to get this as feeling the heat. So that's Taurus and Cancer. So I don't win because I got my Taurus and Moon, and then I got my Cancer and Sun sign. So I'm like, damn you, Gemini, hurry up and get out of here. Let's go. Because y'all causing all kinds of ruckus out there. So when's your exact birthday? It's Tupac. Tupac's birthday is May 16th. So shout out to you, Leroy. All right. So now how am I gonna? I'll figure it out. Because if we stay on, but the other thing I wanted to just do. Well, I'm gonna pull a card for us right now. I'm gonna pull the psychic oracle deck just to get a little spiritual, right? Oh, it is June 16th. Ow. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. Cool. So that breaks down to a 7, 16. Yeah, that's a spiritual number. That's one of the high spiritual numbers as well. So dope. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna just do that. But yeah, I got a couple of other, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do the cards because see, when we start telling the truth tellers that are out here saying certain things, they want to flag you down. They want to pull your thing down, pull your page or whatever. So we're going to talk cards. We're going to do a quick little card pull and a reading, but we got to talk. So peeps, we got to talk. Here we go. We got the card that came out. Passion ignited. So that's in reverse. This is what it looks like. This is exact. All right. So thank you, Spirit. And then we got the solar plexus. All right. At the bottom of the deck. That's the sun. All right, guys. That is the sun. This is what we're talking about. Y'all see me shuffle the cards. So I didn't pull cards before that. And then boom, this is what it is. No, y'all saw me pull. This is what we're talking about, the solar eclipse. And we're talking about how with that, we had a lunar eclipse and then we had a solar eclipse just the other day. So that's bringing to light a lot of things that are unearthed, undercover. So we got Mercury retrograde. You're either going to tell it like it is, or you're just going to, say something and it gets messed up. Right. So look at these two. We got this solar plexus going on here. That's where your stomach is. That's your solar plexus. This is like where you get that gut feeling and things are not right. And, your spidey senses are tingling. This is where you need to pay attention. Not only that, but also your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. But today we're dealing with the solar plexus. And that's your third chakra. And then look, then we have her there. All right, with passion ignited. So what's going on with this, with I say psyops is this. They know that the Black folk, the Black community is passionate, right? We're the most compassionate, passionate. Limes over lemon is in the building. Yes. Salute, Queen. You too, dear. To have a spectacular weekend. Yes, we're in this whole alignment with the stars, and the planets are just going crazy up there. But this is almost like a Christ card, right? So this is just perfect. It all ties in because it's a spiritual element that's going on out there as far as spiritual warfare. There's a psyops, there's an attack on our spirituality. There's a lot of people waking up from the slumber, realizing things are not as what they appear to be. This is that age of Aquarian. This is where we know better. We really see things for what it is, and we know, like, nah, that's not making sense. It's not jiving. So this is also your heart chakra here. So that green is your heart chakra. So so the solar plexus is the midway or the midheaven from the top of your chakras to the lower part of your chakra. So we have 7 within our bodies, and then there's 12 or so more outside of our bodies, which then circulates our auric field. So our hands have the chakras, our soles of the feet have chakras, but mainly when you hear about chakras, it's the 7 chakras within our body that they're talking about. And so we have the heart here, and we have the solar plexus. We have this ring around them, and that's equating to the solar eclipse that we just came out of. So, and eclipses last about 6 months, or could be a little further than that. We just had 2. We had a lunar and a solar. So that is those are 2 powerful eclipses, which is also ushering out which is also portals that are ushering out a lot of the these entities, whether it be spiritual entities or any other kind of entities that are unseen to us, right? So let's be very clear that the powers that be know all this stuff. This is why we have things like NASA, and we have all kind of other scientific stuff under the guise of I got to be careful what I say, but they put out certain publications that it's only like they have this knowledge, right? And then they put out what they want us to know, but it's all been in us. We have all that energy in us, embedded in us. We are the gold mines. We are the cryptocurrencies. We're everything that they want, and we have it. So therefore, they know how to play on our intelligence. They know how to play on our emotions. They know how to, try to get 2 steps ahead of us. But this is what I'm saying. We're none the wiser, because a lot of us are wakening up, and we're seeing things for what it is. So I wanted to talk about, what I don't understand is that, okay, there's a couple of things. Going back to the like the National Geographics and the science and stuff like that. There was a post that somebody posted that Antarctica now there's a new ocean that's been surfaced, and I'm just like, well, how has a new ocean been discovered? This is what I'm saying. Certain things just don't make sense. Love and loyalty's in the building. Woo woo. There's just certain things that are not making sense, and we have to put these things. We have to kind of put our feelings aside and think logically, because we're in, again, like I said, we're in the age of Aquarian, where it's got to make sense, right? Or you just a sheep, basically. So I'm going to go into, hold on, let me just read this really quickly. All right. So the copyright disclaimer of the Copyright Act of 1976 under Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. So we had to dot our I's and cross our T's. All right. So I wanted to just read this quick little excerpt from The Art of War by Sun Tzu. All right. And this part is talking about variation of tactics. So the powers that be know how to use tactics. I believe that they're doing a lot of this on us, as far as with this young little 6-year-old boy who was assaulted, shot at by an Asian man. First of all, I found it disturbing that they let the 6-year-old minor get on TV and be interviewed. I found that disturbing because, as far as I know, minors are usually their faces blurred out, in media. That's right, Lime. We must use common sense and our gut feelings. This is why this is exactly why these cards got pulled out. I shuffled them. You guys saw it. Solar plexus is all about the gut feeling. We must start getting in tune with ourselves. This is why we if you go and tune up your car and you get it, fixed, and it, you start hearing things rattling and breaking down and stuff like that. You go to the mechanic and you get it tuned up, right? You get it fixed. Our bodies are machines. We got to tune it up. We got to stay grounded and focused, but also, our gut is our engine. So if it's off balance, everything's going to be off balance. We gotta work with our chakras to, not all of them are not going to be all in line at one time. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we need to work on these chakras so that we can be more enlightened and get hip to the game, because there's a lot of psyops going on, and if we get caught into it, it's like, it's not sucker free Sunday. You're just going to be falling down with the masses. It's like, we got to get for real and know that not everyone is your kinfolk. Not everybody can come with you on the journey. Are there bad people in all communities? Yes. But it's got that, and I keep saying this, and I started saying this from the beginning of the year. There's alliances and allegiance forming, and there's going to be the line drawn in the sand of where do you stand, and the haves and the have-nots. And, are you for this or against it? If you're with us, you're rolling with us. If you're not, you're out. Right. So I wanted to just read a little excerpt in The Art of War by Sun Tzu. All right. And this chapter is Variations of Tactics, page 76. It says, reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. I'm going to read that again. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. So I'm going to pause. I didn't even bring my little bell over here. Who does that sound like, people? Who are the hostile chiefs? And why are they hostile? Are they really hostile, or are they being protective? Okay, make trouble for them. So reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them, make trouble for them, and keep them constantly engaged. What is that? This is sounding like what I'm just talking about with this young boy who got shot by this Asian man, grown-ass man. And keep them constantly engaged. Hold out suspicious allurements. Hold out suspicious allurements. I think that's entertainment, right? These are the entertainers that they have out here doing all kinds of silliness, but no one's being for real. It's all an illusion. It's all a game. And make them rush to any given point. So I'm going to read all that again. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. Make trouble for them. And keep them constantly engaged. Hold out suspicious allurements. And make them rush to any given point. Well, that sounds like war. So now there's a war on the community. So now you're going to make us come out of ourselves. You're going to make us come out of our shells to engage in something that might not be our problem. That's not our war. Am I saying not to protect each other? No. But certain things you got to sit back and think about it and say to yourself, does this really make sense? I don't know the whole storyline behind why this little boy was assaulted. I got that he was like running back and forth. And this Asian man, Maine's in the building. Salute. I gave you a big shout out just a few minutes ago. It was awesome. I got my Felicia braids still in my hair. Got my Felicias on. So, I don't know the content of why this little boy got, shot at. The whole story just sounds weird. Same thing with the Asian, that Asian, what was that? The happy endings back in Atlanta, where it was like some salon and the Asian women got shot up by this white guy. It's a psyops, right, Ming? Bye, Felicia. It is a weird, peculiar time. Oh, so love and loyalty. Your braids are a little bigger than mine. That's the Poetic Justice braids. I got the Felicia braids, according to Maine. It just is a weird situation, and I feel like not everything needs to be addressed. But in the community, of course, because he's a little black boy, we're all in arms about it. I think only one guy stepped to the man, and rightfully so. Is it real? I don't know. I'm just using my third eye and trying to discern through all of it and make it make sense for me, because not every Pink's in the building. Scallywag. Ooh. Not everything deserves a fight. And as I just read out of Sun Tzu, that's what they're doing. Agitate the chiefs. Well, who are the chiefs? Our main men, our alpha black men, our men, period, in the community. Let's ignite them. Let's incite them. And this is how we're going to create the war on each other, because they clearly are trying to do war on everybody, but they know who they can do it with, and they know who is more sympathetic and more empathetic than any other community out there, right? We know in the Asian communities, they lock arms together. They got stores, their community is tight. We know that the Jewish community, in Brooklyn, they got blocks locked out. All right, they do as they want to do. No one's really poo-pooing at them. We have the Italians here. Even within New York City, I'm gonna just say we have Little Italy. We got two Little Italys. We got one in the Bronx and one in Manhattan. That's a whole 2-3 blocks locked. You got Bensonhurst out in Brooklyn, Crown Heights, where all the Hasidic Jews are at, locked down. You have the East Indians in what was the bodegas, now taken over to delis, right? So what I'm saying is they have everything locked down except for the Hispanics and the blacks, because the mom and pop bodegas were run by, the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans and the Dominicans are now taking that over. But they're getting flushed out by these big delis that they're putting on the corners, and there are these East Indian people who are coming through and taking it and buying it up, and then they're selling out to the community. So what leg do we have to stand on, right? So do we fight every battle that is not our battle, or is it our battle? Do we draw the line where certain things is just like, because I'm saying, like, we got to sit back and really, before we jump the gun, we got to sit back and really think about what is really going on. Why are they distracting us? These are more distractions for something bigger to come, right? So we're all in arms with the 6-year-old little boy who got shot, rightfully so. But I'm, like I said, I'm sticking to my gut instinct, my solar plexus, that this is a psyops. We know that the certain agents within the government, that's what they do. If we go back to Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, they were, there was agent provocateurs put in place to incite the chiefs, right? Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. It's damage control. Now, so why is the Black Panthers, who were doing so good for the community, and we needed that? Oh, Let's Talk is in the building. Salute to our Canadian brother. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for coming through. Oh, Big Frank is in the building too. What's up, Frank? Uncle Frank is through. That's good. That's good. So we just chopping it up. Just, you know, we got retrograde, Mercury in retrograde still. We had the solar eclipse. You know, we're working with our solar plexus. I just pulled 2 cards for us. But, you know, it's behind the real story that I really wanted to talk about. So I'm just saying, it's like, make it make sense. So I'm just listening to all this stuff, taking it in. And I don't know if that's how you guys are feeling. That's why I was like, you know, let me chop it up with the soul peeps and see what's going on, because I'm just finding it very weird and peculiar that these things are happening, and it's like they want us. So again, as it says here in The Art of War, all right, make trouble for them and keep them constantly engaged. So what does that sound like? That sounds like this Asian man who shot this little boy, this little Black boy. And we're in arms now. We're up in our arms. We're pissed off. Because again, it's another community going against us. I had mentioned this on Brother Lonnie Cabal. Shout out to him again for allowing me to be on his platform the other night. And I was talking about how I had asked him a question, but I want to know, you know, it says here in Brother Kalani's book, the Remedy series, where he talks about getting us from under the U.S. citizen to being a national citizen, right? Being back into your indigenous selves, and what laws apply to you as being a sovereign of the states. Because let's be clear, we were here first, right? And we had all our resources. They want us to think that we were running around here with little towelettes around our waist and real savage like. I mean, some of us were, but most of us were not. And we were agriculturals. We were farmers, fishermen, builders. You know, how are we savages? How do we not know? We're very intelligent. If we could build ruins and Mayans and not Mayans, but that's a civilization. But if we can build, pyramids and write hieroglyphs and all kinds of intricate stuff, how are we stupid? How are we savage? So I had asked him about reparations, because that's the topic, the hot topic. Since Trump left and Biden came through and everybody thought, you know, he's going to be the saving grace. Neither one of them, you know, it's politics. So we're in our feelings about it. And, you know, people are still pounding the gavel and pounding the pavement, like, you know, reparations. They just gave the Asian community a crime bill to protect them. The LGBTQ RS Elemental P community now has the 1964 civil rights favored for them, when it's actually human rights. So that should be for every human, right? That was under Barry O's administration. So I had put this out there to say, now I'm going to, because I was trying to get the wording correctly. I didn't want to come out sounding like half stepping and not making sense. But what I was trying to ask was, if under us being blacks, right, or quote unquote so-called blacks or African Americans, but black, because when you tick off on your whatever it is, voter registration or any document that they ask you, are you black, are you Asian, are you Caucasian, right? And you check off the box black. So under their law, and it's coming from the amendment, the 14th Amendment. It says here, I'm reading out of Brother Kalani or Brother Truth, who's on Instagram, and I went to his workshop. It says here, a citizen of the United States is civilly dead entity. I will read that again. A citizen of the United States, and he puts it in quotes, is civilly, civilly, dead entity, operating as a co-trustee and a co-beneficial of the PCT. What is PCT? Where does he have PCT at? I had that underlined there. Okay, PCT is Public Charitable Trust. PCT is Public Charitable Trust under the 14th Amendment. So I'm going to read on to why I asked about Blacks and getting reparations. A federal company titled the United States, Inc. A federal company titled the United States, their mission was to naturalize American Indians from their tribal nations, right? I'm going to repeat that. The federal company titled the United States, Inc., their mission was to naturalize American Indians from their tribal nations and convert them into U.S. citizens. Okay. But the citizens are civically or civilly dead entities. So their mission was to naturalize American Indians from their tribal nations and convert them into U.S. citizens to now be called Blacks, African slave descendants, Negroes, Coloreds, Latinos, and etc. As a result, many tribal Americans were stripped of their land, their birthrights, and national heritage that attached them to territorial claims and treaty protections. Once Aboriginal Americans entitled as Blacks, Afro-Americans, Colored, etc., they immediately lost all their sovereign power and subjected themselves to being a 14th Amendment chattel slave. So that's why I'm asking, are we really going to get reparations? Because in the eyes of the law, under the 14th Amendment, we're chattel and we're dead. Or we're dead. Yeah. They stripped us of our land, our birthrights, and our national heritage. And when you check off that you're African American or you're Black, who's really going to get that money? So, that's what I'm trying to get us to understand. Well, could it happen? I don't know. Will it happen? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to, chop up checks for us. I do know that a tribal community out in California just bought back a beach for $7 million. Don't quote me on the price, but they were able to buy back, under being indigenous, buy back their land. So yeah, it's a process to change over your, from U.S. to, national, to be a national, or your natural status. It is a process. But I feel like that's a solution. Like there's someone there are a couple of people like Brother Truth who are out here doing that work. We're trying to get the family back into being sovereigns of the land, because then they get back. There you go. See, Pink? Yeah. If you write that, that's how we're doing it. And the laws change then, because you're untouchable in a sense. You're not the chattel under the corporation. You could make different type of moves, and you could get this land. If we're going back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street, and we remember that it was our ancestors that had all this land. We want it for nothing. We didn't need to depend on anybody. We communed within each other, and we bought from each other. And the fact that we did that, the nefarious devils that they are, the others, bombed us out, bombed that community out, so that now we could be dependent back on them. And all our rights and our supplies are damaged, destroyed, and we have to rebuild. But now we got to be dependent on those nefarious devils that did that. So I just wanted us to be a little on point with what's really going on. And do we pick? Yes, that's right, Pink. That's right. I believe that as well. Pink had mentioned about desegregation. The integration. It really did a disservice to us, because while we want to be incorporated and have the resources that the other communities have, what do? They take the white flight and they leave out of those communities, and they take everything with them. So now we're back to square one again. I think it was in Oklahoma, where they did like this experiment, or was it Chicago? I'm mixing the two up, but it was back in the 20s. And they did an experiment as far as like what they're doing now with giving us these what are these checks called? The stimulus checks, and trying to keep us all on one salary in a sense, right? And I forgot the name of it. One of you guys might know the terminology that they use as far as like just keeping us on like one salary. So it's $20,000. Let's just call that number out. Everybody gets $20,000 a month, right? It's kind of like a dictatorship in a sense. We'll set them up and we'll give them this price. And Let's Talk might know about this stuff too, because Canada has that kind of universal. I'm not sure if it's finances, but they have the universal the laws where you guys under the insurance. I like that idea, where you just go, see the doctor. You're not really paying anything back. I don't know how that works for you guys financially, but please enlighten, because we need to teach one, reach one, teach one, so that we're all kind of like, all right, even if I don't make sense to you guys, and something does make sense, that's all that matters. Just that one little spark, so we could just use that, that gut feeling, our intuition, our common sense, and apply it to our everyday. Uncle Frank, what says you, Uncle Frank? We're not. That's right. I don't think so either, Uncle Frank. As far as healthcare is free. Okay, let's talk. But what about is it like a universal standard, like economics? I think I want you guys, if you want to chime in, should I do like the StreamYard so we can like all talk? You guys let me know in the chat if we want to do a StreamYard. But yeah, I get too that we might not be eligible, because like I just read, we're kind of dead in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the United States corporation, right? And they took away our lands, they took away our birthrights, our national heritage. They chose us to use. It's not chose us. That's not making sense. There goes Mercury Retrograde. That's why I got my soda light here, my throat shot. I gotta make it make sense for everybody. So, with calling us Blacks, African slave descendants, Negroes, coloreds, Latinos, with using those words, in the eyes of the law, I don't think we're going to be eligible for reparations. I don't know. We got ADOS or ADOS or whatever those other groups are out there that, fighting for that. And, great. But I think if we get back to who we are, with our national heritage, like Pink said, she put down on her status, she's native, and we are. Now, I was born in America, but my ancestors are from the Caribbean. I have ancestors from Grenada. I have ancestors from Cuba. I have ancestors from Jamaica. And so, we that's a whole different thing over there for them. But they don't associate themselves as being blacks. Right? It's just really an American thing. They know their nationality. So, and I was saying this on Brother Cabal's channel the other day that, back in the days, because he asked me, well, what do you, who do you resonate, or basically what's your claim to, when you're checking off those statuses? And I said, well, my nationality is Jamaican and Cuban. And back in the days, that's how we used to ask people. We never used to say, well, are you, white, black, like, especially in the hood. We it's like, what's your nationality? We got away from that. So that was just back in the 80s. So like 2-3 decades later, we got away from asking what our nationality is. So this is what I'm saying. With the art of war, that's what they're doing. They're dividing and conquering and taking us. Ooh, Pink, yay. Oh, yay. The living room, Pink, the family room. It's this antagonizing us. It's this keeping us in our feelings and keeping us in this little box that it's like, okay, you don't see no evil, hear no evil, you don't speak no evil, but we see it, we hear it. And we're going to talk about it because this is not right. So, it's just, I keep coming back to that reparations because I'm like, we're reading this and trying to just make sense out of it. It's like, I don't think we're going to, exactly. Yeah. And you know what, especially like people who have like a lot of mixed heritage in them, especially like for myself, that's why, most people will be like, well, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we could tell you this, but we could, and I'm checking off, well, now in the census, shoot, we're going to change the status and whatnot. But yeah, like, my mom was black, like we 2nd, 3rd generation Americans. But like I said, my family on both sides are Caribbean. Like I said, we got family in Grenada, Jamaica, Cuba, and probably Puerto Rico. So that's the Taino Arawaks. That's my heritage. And I found that out with Brother Truth. Because I kind of knew that, but I wanted to confirm it with him. And he was like, yeah, your descendants are the Arawaks or the Tainos. Because the Arawaks were before Tainos. And then they got, pilgrimaged as well. So I know where my roots are, but we were born here. I was born here. My great grandparents migrated here, became nationalized citizens, and that's how they became U.S. citizens. But I'm an alien. I'm a foreigner. If they're gonna look back at the records, like that's why I'm like, I don't even know, like, can I even put into help with reparations? Because I'm like, I'm not even really. But I'm all for it. We need our money back. We need our statuses. We need our land back. But that's just it. Let me take a sip. They know if they give us back land and they give us, that's really all we need, really. Like, the money to buy back, it's a wrap for those other nefarious people. It's a wrap. Because we won't need them for anything. We won't be dependent on anything. We got our doctors there. We have our lawyers, our schools, grocery stores. We got agriculture, farming, you name it. We're talented people. So we could make anything. We could put together anything and make it look good. This is why they copy us. This is so. All right, here's another thing, guys. The Asian community. So there's a problem with us with the Asian community, or is there? Because last I checked, in China, you got these rappers acting like Lil Uzi and Little Nine and Little whoever, dressing like us and you know, rapping, right? So some would say, you know, that's art imitating, you know, or flattery or whatever you want to call it. I'm like, whatever. But how, you know, so you hate, so there's so much hate going on, but you love to be us. But then there's a problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just trying to make it all make sense, guys. That's all. Uncle Frank says we got right, exactly. Negro, black, all these little aliases for us. But if you're telling them, no, I'm Chickasaw, or I am Somalian, or Blackfoot, or the what do we have up here in New York? Seneca Indians. We start talking like that and telling them it. That's what I'm saying. It's a wrap. Pink says, that's right. Taínos in the building. That's the Caribbean. That's the Caribbean family, right? So it's very interesting to, you know, peel back the layers of the onion and just, you know, do our research, do our due diligence, you know, reach one, teach one out here, you know, and I just wanted to ponder on that and just kind of like, you know, get feedback, because I'm like, you know, I'm not one to kind of jump on the bandwagon when certain things take off, because I really don't trust a lot of things that I see. I like, again, I'm not saying that this incident with this little boy, why is my thing coming out? That the Indian, that's why. They're like, get yourself together. That the little boy who was shot, I guess, what was it, Michigan, by this Asian man. For me, it's just weird. I keep getting that it's a psyops. Now, you know, I have Aquarian rising in me, and Aquarius people are very like Scorpios, they're very in tune spiritually. Like they kind of pick up things like really like intense. They go a little deeper. So they could be kind of like out there, like shit just be wild for them. And somebody else would be like, nah, you reaching. Now I could be, but that's always been me. Just I question authority. I question certain things. Aquariuses are rebellious against authority. They are the weird ones that kind of are by themselves and loners and think outside the box. So that's why I was like, wait a minute now. So why? And then it bothered me that the little boy's interviewing on national TV, but he's a minor. So why isn't his face blurred out? And why is he interviewing with somebody? He's 6 years old. We know that there is a psyops on our Black boys and Black girls. Remember, we had Central Park, the 5 who were minors as well, and they were questioned. They were interrogated, right? Yes. For 24 hours without any legal or their parents around, locked up for almost a decade. One did more than a decade. For something that they didn't do. So that's why I'm like, be mindful about certain things that we see in media, because we know that that's what they do. Ooh, yellow Jesus. Peace, 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 yellow Jesus. Tony's in the building. All right, Tony says, YouTube is a disability. What's going on? What's Libra? Hi, by the way. Hold on. So Tony says, how would reparations work? How could they cut the check or actually pay us back with lands? That's what I want to know, actually, Tony. I really do. That's why I'm like, what? Like we need to ping pong off these ideas. Yellow Jesus. Why did they have the boy in the pink shirt? Oh, now see, Yellow Jesus. That's that Pisces too. They go deep. Mm-hmm. That's right, Yellow Jesus. Very questionable. That's what I'm saying. Pay attention. So we pay attention to the signs. We got to pay attention to signs and symbols. They show it to us in our face. If you don't dissect it, you're going to sit there and fall victim to the psyops. Libras are, so YouTube asks, yes, we're talking about astrology as well. Libras are very fair and just people. I had mentioned this on my reading on Wednesday that they are analytical people as well, and not to piss them off, because they are very cool-headed people. But they're unassuming. So if you piss them off, man, you'd be scared. Like, why did you get that person pissed off? Certain signs are just like that. What's up, Fresh Breezy's in the building? Yeah, Yellow Jesus, that's what they're doing. Thank you, YouTube. That's what they're doing. It's a psyops. That's why I keep saying psyops. I'm going to read again for those who are coming through. The Art of War. What is this chapter? Damn those Roman numerals. Anyway, page 76 of variation of tactics. Listen to this, family. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. Make trouble for them and keep them constantly engaged. Hold out suspicious allurements and make them rush to any given point. Who does that sound like? What does that sound like? Let's ignite the chiefs. Who are the chiefs in our communities, right? Our strong males. Who is a threat to the rest of them? Our strong males. So this is what they're doing. So we reduce the hostile chiefs. Are they really hostile? Are our chiefs really hostile? No. Why are they hostile? Oh, because you're invading our land. By making trouble for them and keeping them constantly engaged. So now we're seeing this little boy, or this psyops that happened with this Asian man and this little boy. They're keeping us engaged. So that's going to get us all riled up again. Oh, now you're hostile. You damn right. You attacked our baby. You think we're not going to get up in arms? Hold out suspicious allurements and make them rush to any given point. We can't keep rushing to any given point. Oh, thank you, Yellow Jesus. Bullets is in the building. Peace, 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 Bullets. 5, 11, 12, 13. Chapter 13. That's another way of confusing us. Why don't you just write the damn number down? Why you gotta put it in Roman numerals? We ain't Romans, savages. So I think somebody had asked about the reparations. Tony, was it? So, if we know our history, we know what we can do, right? So what I'm saying is that I don't know how the reparations would be divvied up. I don't know if we really are going to get them. I think it's just a dangling carrot over our heads because everybody else is getting laws for them. Everybody else is Yellow Jesus, is that the right number? It's 5 and 3 lines. I think it's 14. If they're taking away our rights, right? And they have us, and I'm going to read back it's under the 14th Amendment. Here we go, which is a private Roman Catholic ecclesiastic trust law. It's all coming from the Vatican. It's all coming from the Europeans. How? All right. Because this is all going down that rabbit hole. But anyway, that's what the PCT is. It is the Private Catholic Ecclesiastic Trust Law. All right. And it's designed to bring every corporate franchise artificial person called a citizen of the United States. A citizen of the United States is civilly dead entity operating as a co-trust and a co-beneficiary. This is all under the 14th Amendment. So is that 14? Yellow Jesus? 5 is 5. Right. 10. Yeah. So it's 5 with the 3 ones. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. Maybe so that's not chapter. What is it? 8. Chapter 8. Jeez. Maybe I should go back to school. But whatever. Federal company titled in the United States, Inc. Their mission was to naturalize American Indians from their tribal nations and convert them into U.S. citizens. Is 8. Right. Okay. Thank you, Yellow Jesus. So they converted us from being the natural indigenous people to being U.S. citizens, now called Blacks, African slaves, Negroes, Coloreds, Latinos, etc. And as a result, many tribal Americans were stripped of their land, birthrights, and national heritage that attached them to territorial claims and treaty protections. Thank you, Yellow Jesus. Once Aboriginal Americans identified as Blacks, Afro-Americans, colored, etc., in quotes, end quotes, they immediately lost all of their sovereign power and subjected themselves to being the 14th Amendment chattel slave. Incite our chiefs. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage. So what they just did was ripped us of our God-given rights, our lands, our resources. Who's thinking like that, though? Really, who's thinking like that? That's so devilish. Think about how they go out there in like Africa and the plains, the Sahara, and they're shooting out these animals. That's what they do with us. Round them up and then put them in cages and amusement, or have their heads hanging on their walls. If you come to any of our families, do we have any dead animals hanging on our walls? I haven't seen one yet. That's right, Yellow. Oh, Tony, that's okay. That's my brother Tony. Okay. Yeah, so you listen, chime in, because and they handed us right. That's right, Pink. Yeah, Tony. I don't know how it's gonna work until we claim our, but us aliens, Tony and Pink, we don't really get no reparations. We'll salute you guys on the land. We'll salute our brothers here in America, and we'll help with their plight. I'm all for it. But us aliens, like, do we get our reparations? I think we got some money, right? I don't know. But they're still treating us bad in the islands. It's divide and conquer out there too. Haiti, you got Dominican and you got Haiti on the other side. They're this big, and then Dominican is that big, and then all these other Europeans come over there and they're fraternizing and having fun and splurging money, and it's all kiki and sunshine. They do that in Jamaica. They do that in all the Caribbean islands. Oh, they love us so much. They love our food. They love, emulating us. But you won't. It's like a dog on a leash. You'll let the dog go a little bit, but they start roaming around, you pull them back. That's the chattel. That's the chokehold on us. We'll let them fly a little bit. We'll let them go a little bit. But they're not going to give us everything that we deserve. We're chattel. You're an animal. What are you talking about reparations? Who's getting reparations? My dog? No, you sit, Rover. You sit. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work out. Because in the 14th Amendment, we're chattel, especially the Blacks and Latinos. We're going to be sitting here for eternity. Thank you, Nassau. I just want to, chop it up with you guys and get your feedback as well. I mean, I don't want to be blowing the Gabriel's horn, but maybe I have to. So we can all wake up and hear it. Like, I hear you. And we're here to agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, what's the take-home message? That's what we need. That's where I'm coming from. Is the take-home message. What do we need to know and learn? And we don't need to act on everything that we see, because not everything is our fight. Remember, let's go back to 9/11 real quick. That's psyops. We were in arms. So while we were hating on, these so-called terrorists, right? And they made them who they call desert niggas, right? We were hating on them. Come to find out, that was an inside job, quote unquote. Now, if we don't learn from things like that, then we still chattel. We're still sheep. That's what I'm saying. Willie's in the building. Salute, Willie. I missed you. Good to see you. If we're not learning from that example of how they, that was domestic terrorists. That was domestic terrorists on our land that they set up. Who's to say that this provocateur, this Asian man who shot this little black boy it's not a setup. It's igniting us. Then I saw a clip on New Breed's page or channel rather, where there was this Asian gangs like, oh, the N-word this and N-word that, and we N-words. And I'm like, so now y'all want to be Negroes? Okay. This is what I'm saying. Why are we giving the only way we gonna get? Yeah. That's the only way. Yeah. Tony. So that's what I'm like. So how out in China you got all these? I don't see. Okay, and so I'm gonna also mention. Remember the group, Black. What was it? X-Clan. Back in the late 80s. If y'all know about X-Clan, I'm on YouTube. I know. I figured you were busy. I figured it's all good though. You Big Cat. I had Love and Loyalty and Lotus Bomb holding it down on Wednesday. I was like, woo, we got the women, we got the divine feminine coming in and helping. They were holding it down for me. Thank you. It's to build our own economics. That's right, Tony. So if we get Dr. Claude Anderson's book, Powernomics, and I'm working on getting that book as well. We need to figure out different ways so we can actually learn from this as well. We can learn how to maneuver around because they want to be 2 steps ahead of us, but we need to be the 3rd step ahead of them and move stealth-like, move quietly. Not everything needs to be boisterous. Not everything needs to be shown. This is what I'm doing. We move in silence. And so that when we finally make it, we got a big boom that we could shout about. I'll put some chapstick on. Hold on, y'all. I know, unprofessional. Oh, well. But if we are boisterous, this is how they know what we're up to. If we move quietly, they won't know, right? We have to go back to research, though. We got to go back to studying, knowing who we are. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with studying. Sometimes you don't always have to be the rah-rah person and be the one who's combative. Listen, everybody has a part to play. Some are not built for all that. Some of them are here to be scholars and educate. Then we have our warriors. We have our medicine healers, our shamans. Everybody has a part to play. We all can't be on the front line. Even in medics, if our soldiers are wounded, we got to take care of them. So what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. It's like we all have a part to play, and doing our due diligence by research, going back to our roots, we have an understanding. We're still young enough that we can kind of make it a little better for the ones coming behind us, right? Because our parents, they're kind of like stuck in the, some of them are in the Jim Crow era. Some of them are still like, oh, we're going to, get our shots. You try to break it down and you're like, no, I don't even want to get into that whole debate because that's another thing as well. But if we do our due diligence and research and go back to our roots, so we can kind of pave the future in a sense, it'll help us out. And just get as much information as you can so that you're teaching the next. And, that's all you could do, is all you could give the knowledge and the references and whatever, and leave it up to that person or those people. And then they can choose whether they want to roll with it or not. Oh, word. Yeah. But okay. Oh, so that's okay. All right. Yellow Jesus. Okay. See, I didn't know all that. But who wasn't doing all that stuff back in the days? But what I wanted to say was, but thank you for bringing me back to my point. See, that's why we're here. With X-Clan, right? So back in the late 80s, there was this group, rap group, so-called conscious rap group that came out that was, with the Enlightenment and bringing us back to, our ancestors, a history like that, for whatever it is. Yellow Jesus has his side comment. But notice that the other groups, the Chinese, for instance, all the rappers are like how these little rappers are now here in America. I have yet to see one conscious Chinese or Asian rapper come out with something conscious, like them talking about Susan or talking about Genghis Khan. Like, I haven't heard one come out and say anything on that level. But they want to wear our Adidas suits. They want to rock, the bling in their mouth and all this nonsense. But not one of them is coming out speaking on some real hardcore knowledge. That's why it's a psyops. That's why. Sissies, yeah. Yellow Jesus said they was up to no good. I'm just saying that was my reference. What's going on, Aaron? Salute to you, sir. That's all I'm saying. That, if we look at other groups that want to be rappers, we got, what was it? The white guys. Well, we got Eminem, Paul Wall. Who else? Vanilla Ice. I could say Third Base was the only ones that were on that conscious because they were coming out from here. But like, again, all these other like white or Caucasian rappers or Asian rappers or whatever, nobody's speaking consciously. They all want to glorify the party and the bullshit, for better lack of words. They want to glorify that. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's really trying to make that come alive. And make us, have us aware about other things. They don't want us to be like that, because they know if we get true knowledge of self, it's a wrap. So they're going to keep feeding us the dumb shit. This is why I said how I feel that this situation that happened out in Michigan with the little boy and this Asian man is no more than just agitating us or aggravating us to go against one another. I don't have no problems with these people. I mind my business. Why is this all of a sudden coming out? Why is this such a big thing right now? All this Asian hate and all this stuff. Like, who's really doing that? Because we're not. I was taught you don't. First of all, I was coming in the era where you are kind of like the spook on the step. You don't say or speak anything unless an elder addresses you. That's when you speak. Otherwise, children are seen and not heard. Now, that might not be all good, because we need to listen to our youth. But that's where I'm coming from. Let alone go out and bash an elderly person, an elderly age, any elderly. We're going to go and jump them? Who's doing that? Them devils. That's not really us doing that. They want to make it seem like that's what it is. They said, oh, the Latino kids did that down in Manhattan and oh, No. The media, remember who the media is controlled by. So they can put anything out there. Malcolm X told us that. They'll make us a bad person look good and a good person look bad. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but Malcolm told us this. Right, Willie? A $10,000 bond. He's out. Right. That's right. If it was you, they'd call you a sniper. First of all, you would still be locked up, beaten. Touch their little precious ones? What? That's why I'm like, yo, I can't, I'm not on that. I don't promote it. That's why I don't really, people are like in arms and they're posting it, and it's a conversation to be had. But the conversation is, who's really behind all this stuff? Like, who's really doing this? And remember who's getting their rights and who's not. So y'all want to be here, not y'all, but some people are like wanting to band together and then look what happened with the Black Power movement, or what was that? The Black Lives movement. It's under them, but they're using us as the forerunners, so we could be like, yeah, no, our lives do matter, but I'm not out there going to be charging because I know who's behind it. And they don't care about us. They just like to be like us. They like to emulate us. They think it's cool. It's cute. Like I said, they go to the islands and they, the men are getting their freak on. You know what I'm saying? They're buying PUSSY. They're buying that. They started all that nastiness and child brides and come on. That's not us in our community. Women and children in our community are off the table. Not them, because they're savages. So that's what they do. Pink, I like your name. I thought you were saying somebody was a scallywag, but she said she's a scallywag. Ahoy, matey. Yeah, that is who they are. And so that's why I'm like, the other thing is, the little boy, I don't see any injury on him. If you did, let me know. He said he was shot in his arm and went through to the other side. Shouldn't he be in the hospital still? This is what I'm saying, guys. I don't understand. Right, Willie? Yellow Jesus is under the guise of something else. um, well, they still doing it. Yellow Jesus, they're still out here selling that stuff. It's actually, I don't know how soon it's going to be, but rumor has it, they're going to legalize prostitution in New York City or New York State. Who does? This is what I'm saying, guys. Like, we're not thinking about that stuff. Like, some of us are okay, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and go on the bandwagon that all our men are good, you know, good men or all our women are good. That's why I said in the beginning, some of us, there in every community, there's bad and good. There's dirt and then there's clean. But we're not thinking about that stuff. We're not making those type of things law. And when we want to get back into the law, they don't want us to. That's what I'm saying. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. Good, NASA. What is Yellow Jesus? What are you trying to say? Okay, so you're changing that up to you're switching the words around from the pimp God. Yeah, you know, there's an enlightenment, you know, certain things we can't be and do as we were before. This is what I'm saying. We're in the age of Aquarian, where things are like, this is what we know now. Some of us are coming into our true selves, our north nodes, where we are knowing who we're supposed to be now. The gods are wakening up. The gods and goddesses are wakening up. They're seeing shit ain't right. You know, there is a spiritual warfare going on. There's a physical warfare going on. There's a mental, there's a, you know, emotional. This is why I bring out our crystals and what we should be working with and, you know, how to guard ourselves. Again, the cards that came out was the sacral solar plex, right? And passion ignited. So this is all that solar eclipse that we just had. So be on the lookout, guys, because there's going to be a lot more stuff being revealed. A lot more. They know how to play. This is what I'm saying. Those nefarious people know how to use this energy and make it work. That's what they do. They study. So we got to get back into that. A lot of us are getting lost and we're getting put back to sleep because. Look at that. And then 3 and 1 is 4. You got to get on your square. We got to stay on our square and stay true to ourselves. Stay true to what is right for us. You know, there might be a little selfishness going on. Age of Aquarius, first of all, Aquarius is running the whole year. That sign is running for the whole year. It is also in Saturn right now. Aquarius is a loner. They're a little peculiar bunch of people. And so they know how to go into that world and see things for what it is and come back and be like, analyzing it. So we got to stay on that square. The number 4 is a very high vibrational number as well. It also will keep us boxed in, right? Because if we think about squares, it's boxed in. So stand on the square, not be in it. Stand on it. Because when you're in it, you don't see what's going else around you. When you stand on top of it, you're like, all right, I see my north, my south, my east, my west. I can see it 360. But when you're inside the box, you're inside the box. Right? And that's where they want to keep us. That's right, Fresh. No, NASA. Yellow Jesus is here. That's why I say Yellow Jesus. I'm here and then I'm nowhere. Like I'm everywhere and then I'm nowhere. Like for real. You know, so NASA says our crystals fake if the edges are smooth. Now I have a crystal in my hand now. This is sodalite. This is a very smooth crystal as well, or gemstone. It's the intention and the power behind it. Now, I also have a jagged one as well, which they say the jagged ones, or the more natural rock shaped kind, are more high vibrational. I just feel they all, for me, some work a little bit more intense than others. So I know for me, black, not black, yes, smoky quartz. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my black obsidian. This is for protection, guys. This is also to clear out that auric field around you, where there's, like I said, the spiritual attack, the psychic attack. Black obsidian is a good one, and black tourmaline. All right, the tourmaline is also good against the EMF rays. So you could put this by your cell phone, by your computer. I know that who was it? Yellow Jesus. What was the brother that you studied under? I forgot his name. But you know who I'm talking about. Yes, and onyx as well. Love and loyalty and onyx. Those are very good against that psychic protection against us. And the EMF rays, where we have our phones near us, that emits, all kinds of toxicities and stuff like that. So it's good to have that around you. Now, I carry smoky quartz, which is kind of like a brownish hue of the regular clear quartz. That also is for spiritual protection, and for me, it's a grounding. So it keeps me grounded, and it's smooth, and I swear by it. If I take it off for a couple of days, I'm like, I put it on, and my vibe is like higher. That's it, Dr. Blair. That's right, Yellow Jesus, Dr. Blair. So he had these little kind of round disc EMF protections that you could put on your cell phone. Now he's transitioned, right? Yellow Jesus, Dr. Delbert Blair. I believe he's transitioned over, but and I'm not sure about his products if they're still in use. But you can put it on the back of your cell phone or on the back of your computer, a laptop, or whatever electronics you have going on, and it keeps away the EMF rays. Because remember, whatever we're eating or those type of things, that's also playing against our bodies, our minds. Again, we know what we're eating. You are what you eat. So if we're eating toxic things, our third eye is not opening, our chakras are not aligned. So we're going to fall for a lot of the dumbness out there, because it's like we're deaf, dumb, and blind. The diodes, okay, it's spelled DIODES. That's what I was talking about, the disc. Thank you, Yellow Jesus. Raz girl, what's up? That's the beauty queen right there. Lotus is in the building. Yay, Lotus. 2016. Yeah, I believe that Brother Delbert Blair passed on. He put them on the microphone, on the microwave cell phones. Yes, anything that mutes those the EMF rays, it's good to. And I don't know if you can find them online, but if you guys Google any major, especially, I don't want to plug them, but yeah, you guys could just look up. If you type in EMF rays, and I'm sure it'll give you a drop down of things that you could use to protect yourself with. I have the black tourmaline. I don't have one of those little discs, but I keep it, I keep my phone by me, unfortunately. But I also have the black tourmaline right next to it. So yeah, if you keep that by, it kind of lessens the rays coming through. So yeah, Oh, yes, I do, Tony. Hold on. Okay. So if you guys are, I appreciate that, Tony. Hold on a second. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so if you guys get that, that it will help you, with those energies around you. So yeah. Also meditation, like I said, I was going to put on the my tribal music, but I was like, I'm feeling birds, because I kept hearing birds around me too. So I was like, let me put the birds on. So if you put like meditation and stuff, That's helping, these energies, the solar plexus. Okay. Any of your chakras, listening to meditation for a little bit of meditation music, whatever it is, whatever you feel is meditation. You could put on any music, really, if your soul is vibing with it. That's meditation for me, at least. But if you could take 2 to 5 minutes out of the day to just center yourself, if it's not in the morning, it could be at night. Because we got to get right. We got to get right, because it's like this psyops, is this attack on us. And they really just want to do damage control. Again, as I said, reduce the hostile chiefs. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them. EMF, the food. What is that? What do they spray all on our organic foods? I was watching Dr. Baba Phil Valentine on Black Magic 363 on YouTube, and he was saying that, the food that our great grandparents and our grandparents ate, even if it was, chitlins and hog maws or whatever, that we're like, ew, we don't want to eat that now. It was way better then than it is now because of the chemicals. Right. So he was saying, which was making sense, because he's like, forget about going to Whole Foods, not to diss it, but, the food that's sitting out, our fresh fruits that are sitting out, they're picking them right while, if they're in the ground, right, to keep it the shelf life, they'll pick it up beforehand and they'll keep it on the shelves, for produce, right, for fresh produce. Brother Tony could go into that because he works with that stuff. But, it's not the same as when our grandparents or great grandparents were actually toiling the soil and picking it. So you're getting stuff fresh off right out of the ground onto the plate. So so now it's being processed. So there's a lot of stuff that we're, it's a lot of processed food out there, right? So this also affects with our chakras. This also affects with our body. Our pineal glands are calcified. We got to get them decalcified. So eating certain things. I started off with organic until I got more knowledge of what really certain things that you could eat that will help decalcify the pineal gland, which is our third eye. Once we start clearing that up, our vision is hindsight. We could see sight beyond sight. We're Magneto. We're, Professor X. We could see things, hear things telepathically, get more downloads from our ancestors, spirit, you know what I'm saying? So we know how to move certain ways, right? Now we're just taking in all this processed stuff. We're sitting here like everything is whatever. Oh, snap. G-Dup. A-Boy is in the building. A-Boy. Peace. What's up? Haven't seen or heard from you in a minute. Peace, peace, peace. So that's we have to get that taken care of, our mental health. And I've been channeling that with the readings, that a lot of our mental health has been, some of us, for most of the 12 zodiacs, I would say half of us are going through a lot of mental distress. And, it could be the people around us. Yes, our environment affects us. But also, McDonald's. So I just read some birds would be chirping in the middle of the night too. That's right. That's spirit. But the birds could be off too. Mother Nature. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. But I've been hearing the birds for a couple of years now in the middle of the night. And I'm like, well, aren't they supposed to be asleep? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What are the birds chirping for? I had a mourning dove come visit me 2 weeks ago, and I didn't know what that was. I thought it was an owl. I'm like, there ain't no owls hooting in the Bronx. I was like, what is this noise? I come to research it, and I was like, that's a mourning dove. And I knew that bird was more of a higher. I knew it wasn't just my regular ancestors. I knew it was higher. And it's a dove. So doves are very spiritual. They associate it with God, So I was like, what? I got to pay to visit not once, but twice in one day. I was like, wow. I was it brought tears to my eyes. I really was just like, wow, this is amazing. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Also, Big Cat, I know he's not here, but Big Cat's always about fresh foods, fresh fruits, drink lots of water. We got to do that. We got to stay hydrated. Water is, clearing up. Don't be afraid to fast during the day. If you, the key thing is not to eat a big breakfast in the morning. Try to eat more fruits. If you don't like oatmeal, smoothies if you can, and water, and then something a little heavier by noontime. So the key thing, the idea, hold on a second. The idea of eating is not to, you can take small portions and eat throughout the day. But the key thing is that you're not eating heavy meals. Our misconception is that eat three big meals a day. Well, we're not farmers, right? So a lot of that stuff that was taught to us, it was because we were agricultural, we were farmers, we were out in the field most of the day. Oh, what's up, 183rd? Salute to the VX in the building. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. So our diet is different, right? Yes, that's right. Love and loyalty, lots of water, you build muscle from that. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. It's a misconception of a lot of stuff that we learned back in the days to how we apply it now with eating. So we don't need to eat those big meals, right? And think about it. We get sluggish afterwards, then we don't want to eat. Then we don't want to work, right? If we're eating big meals. So if you're eating something at in the morning time, you're eating bacon, egg, and cheese with your orange juice, you're not really going to want to work after that. So the key thing is to eat small portions, right? But eat more, incorporate more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Smoothies, you want to get the chai seeds, put it into your smoothie. That builds up the energy. You don't need to have a lot of this, misconception about eggs and the protein in that. You get protein from other things as well. Beans are big supply in proteins. So everybody's giving shout outs. I'm sorry. So you don't have to. So fasting in the day, and I usually do that, and I do it unconsciously. I usually just have my tea in the morning and some water. I may have a bowl of oatmeal or a smoothie, but I don't, and some toast. I don't have a big breakfast. And this, we got to discipline ourselves, because this is where it's clearing up. Think about your body's a machine, and you keep pounding it and pounding it and pounding it with food. You're putting too much pressure on your pancreas, on your intestines, on your liver, okay, your small bowels, your large intestines. You're putting too much pressure on the digestive system, that digestive tract, your solar plexus. Guys, if you can't clear out that solar plexus, you're not going to be able to function on a higher level. This is your gut, right? Your gut also is the brain is connected. That's where we get the intuitive. Your spidey signals start coming back and forth. Your spidey signals go back and forth, right? From your gut to your pituitary or your pineal. And so if you're eating all the time, you're not giving your body a break to break down all its nutrients that you need to store stuff, right? And then if we're eating late, I understand if we have, a scheduling issue, some of us work late at night. So when we eating, some people are having dinner at 2:00 in the morning because they have to work late night. I understand, but this is where we really that's where you're more challenged at. Like, what do I eat that's not so bad? Because your body has to break all that down. It really has to break all of it down. And you're not going to be able to, with no soda for me. Yeah, I soda, Jesus Christ. The last time it's been months. I don't eat soda. I don't eat soda. I don't drink soda. But mainly it's water, iced tea. I have my iced tea. That's my guilty pleasure, iced tea and ginger ale. But that's once in a while with the ginger ale. Like the carbs is really once in a while. I do the opposite. I break my fast and eat full meals in the morning unless. Very good, Pink. That's right. So Pink is doing a damn thing. She says she eats in the day heavy and then at night. Because think about it, when we go to sleep, and we just ate this dinner at like 7 o'clock, you're going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock. Your body's still not just digesting all of that down. So then we're getting all this fat added on to us. That we're like, damn, how am I losing this? It's because you're going to sleep. You're laying right down after you eat. You're not giving that body time to digest and break down all of its nutrients and filter out what doesn't need to be there. Could be why I'm so skinny, but I've always been skinny. So, I'm like, if I gain like 20 pounds, I'll be like, yes, right? I'm the opposite of somebody trying to lose weight. I'm just like, yes. But whatever. But I'm mindful about what it is that I eat. I'm not a vegan. I would say vegetarian because I still eat chicken like maybe twice a month. But that's how my journey started off of that. It was more spiritual. It wasn't about me trying to lose or gain weight or any of that stuff. It wasn't more of a dietary thing as far as changing my diet for my health. It was more changing my diet for my spiritual health. And with that, I started changing a lot of things and substituting. And then, it's a process. We can't all just throw out everything that we have in our refrigerator and then go this whole, vegan or whatever, plant-based. And, for me, I wasn't raised that way. So it's harder for me to kind of go down that road, plant-based diet. It's a lot of discipline. It's a lot of work. If you're not a disciplined person or you're kind of like impulsive, you're going to give into your vices and you're going to go ahead and, start fat, if you're fasting, then you're going to want to do the munchies and, what I'm saying? It's a process. It's about discipline. Don't beat yourself up if, today you break the diet and you go into getting your guilty pleasure or whatever the case may be. We're human. We're not perfect. But it's the intent of putting it in there and, saying, today I'll drink, almond milk. Or, if I don't start with almond milk, I'm doing organic milk and then I'm doing half and half and then I'm going into almond. And then, the key thing is to kind of stay away from dairy because dairy builds up the inflammation in us. Dr. Sebi told us this. That's the root of it all is the mucus, is the inflammation. So if we take away like the cheeses and the ice creams and anything dairy products, that's a start. Everything else you can work on. But the dairy is like where it's the number one that's like, you had to give up pizza. I know, man. Yo, Jesus, you got to tell me your secret because shoot, I need to. I don't know. I guess it's not in the cards for me. No, and like nobody really on my mom. Like during our premenopausal, the women, like especially my mom and my grandma, they were kind of not heavy set, but they were nice figure. They were voluptuous. But nobody was ever like big like that, right? So it's not destined for me to be like that either. So I'm gonna be a skinny mini. I know. See, I know love and loyalty. I know sweets, pizza. I know. Yeah, me neither, Pink. That's how I started. Like really with the diet was because I was like, well, beans have protein in it, so I'm not giving up my rice or my beans. And sometimes that's all I would eat is rice, beans, and have some veggies on the side. There would be no meat on my plate, and I didn't miss it because the beans fill you up, and it gives you the protein. I didn't need it. So to this day, Rich Mo, if he's in the building, to this day, I'm not giving up my rice and beans. I still eat them. That's a meal within itself. So, sometimes when you're broke, that's all you can eat. You got some beans in there, hook it up. Tofu beans, Willie says, and see-through rice. Oof. Yeah, the tofu I understand is not so great either, but they, people will eat that. I don't like the way it tastes. It's got a weird taste to it, so I'm not into that. That's right. Love and loyalty, shoo. Get you by on some days, man. When it's rough, and Rice goes a long way. You can put a big plate of rice with some beans on it, some sauce, and hook it up. Put some spinach with it, or broccoli, or a salad, a green salad. Man, that's a meal. People, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, we get caught up in these things. That's right. Gandules. Yup. Gandules. I like the red beans, chickpeas. Listen, you can make tuna fish out of chickpea. You can make mock tuna fish with chickpeas. You ground it up, right? You put your mayonnaise in it. Now I buy the vegan mayonnaise, but you put a little bit of that in there, salt, pepper, your onions. That thing tastes just like tuna fish. I was like, and then I passed it on to my family, to my kids. They was like, tastes just like it. Smelled like it, because you could put also like the seaweed strips in there. If you guys are subscribed to seaweed, that gives it that fishy smell to it. Man, that stuff was tasting just like tuna fish. So there you go. You got your proteins. You're not eating the canned tuna fish. But here's the other thing, guys. I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy any more canned stuff, because I was getting grossed out with the canned goods. But in the event that there's this food shortage, oh, you best to believe I'm buying all those crazy canned goods and just keeping it there. Because, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, what happens to the people who are like these vegans, or they're plant-based people, and, heavens to bid that we go into some kind of food shortage or food crisis, and all those supplies are like, because that's where they're coming. That's where they're going to attack first, is the fresh food, right? The fresh vegetables, the fresh produce. They're going to hit that first. No, I'm going to go right to some cans. I'm going to get me some tuna fish. I'm going to get me some Campbell's noodle soup. Cheese burritos. That's good. Yes. Yellow Jesus. Syrup sandwiches. Crypto. I had mayonnaise sandwiches back in the days. Okay. Syrup sandwiches, if you fancy it toasted. I'm going to eat leaf off the tree. I don't need to eat every day. Put chickpeas in my salad. Very good, Lotus. And cranberries. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's the community within our community that is about that life. They are plant-based, or they are really, vigorous on eating this healthy life. They followed under Dr. Sebi's tutelage, and Dr. Sebi's his list, that's very strict. I was like, I can't. Some of the stuff I will mess with. The dates, the spinach, chickpeas. Some of his things on there, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta be real disciplined. This is not for the faint of heart. And it's not a fad. It's not, oh, I'm trying to be cute. Yeah, I had mayo sandwiches, Crypto. It was bad news. But it was good. Or butter sandwiches. Slap the butter on both sides and put it together. The mayonnaise was better though. I ain't going even front. Yeah, that was growing up back in the days. Boy, oh boy. Because my moms would run out of getting cold cuts. So shoot, we didn't have any salami and cheese or ham and cheese. It'd be mayo and mayo on Wonder's bread. So Willie, you trying to challenge us to Dr. Sebi? Oof. Who had a sugar? Crypto said he had a maples. He had a syrup sandwich. NASA, you ever been in the trenches, NASA? One day, you might have to resort to a maple or mayo mayonnaise sandwich. Heaven forbid that happens. But you listen, you say hell no, but let me tell you something. Yeah. But good times, good old days. Sugar sandwiches. You had sugar sandwiches? Oof. Them teeth. Oh yeah, my teeth are hurting thinking about that. Syrup, the syrup sandwich is not too far from having French toast, right? So you put the bread into the little cinnamon and fry it up on the stove. It's French toast. So yeah, you putting syrup on that. I got you. I can see that. Mm-hmm. Fresh breezy. I know exactly what you're talking about. Jam sandwiches. Jam, not jelly. Jam. Nasty. Because it has the bits in it. Like, growing up, you're just like, ew. So yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to be realistic with certain things. We don't get into certain things that just are like, just because, if we can stock up on things, if you got to stock up on canned goods, you got to stock up on canned goods. I'm not going to sit here and wag my finger and be like, because you're vegan. What are you doing eating that? Listen, if you got to do what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not in no competition with anybody. I'm not in a rat race. I'm not trying to compete with anything or anyone. It's like, that's your life. That's your life. But that's what I said. Do what you got to do. So I think I will pull a last card for us, a wisdom card in our exit out. The struggle is universal, Willie. But you know what really was bad, and I think Fresh, we're around the same age group. Man, speaking for myself, I was a latchkey kid. So what is that? That's like the 80s kids that got to come home by themselves. They got the key around their neck, right? And so, sometimes there wasn't anything in the house, and my parents weren't leaving me money to go to the, candy store and stuff like that. Yeah, good for you, Lotus. NASA. Lord, give me a sign, right? Right, Fresh. Yeah, I thought about the same thing with the ocean. Lotus, yeah, I haven't eaten pork or beef, red meat in about 2005. So like 5 years, 6 years. So almost close to the same time as you. Good for you, Uncle Frank. That's right. See, that's why I'm like, okay, chicken is nasty, but if I had to choose between pork, chicken, and beef, I'm gonna choose chicken, because pork, we know when it's still, even when you cook it, I don't want to discourage anybody, but we know that pork is not the best thing, even though they say it's the other white meat. And beef. So if you're doing ground beef, guys, it takes about any beef takes about 7 days to fully go through the digestive tract, to go through your body. So if you're eating steak on Monday and then you're going to make burgers on Wednesday, your body hasn't digested completely what you ate on Monday. I think poultry is about the only one that takes maybe about a day and a half to go through your system, and then pork. So poultry is the least time to go through the system, beef being the highest, or any red meat, really. Lamb chops, anything deemed red meat. So it takes a little longer. I know, love and loyalty. That's mostly everybody's downfall, is that bacon. So I get turkey bacon. We got to substitute. Listen, I'm not sitting up here saying I am holier than thou, and Foxy does. She's no. Like I said, I still eat poultry. I don't eat. I haven't eaten eggs I don't eat eggs like that in a minute. But I do have almond milk. I do get, and I get oatmeal. Not oatmeal. Oat milk ice cream. So I cut the dairy out like years ago, so I don't even miss that. I get wheat bread instead of white bread. And if you can't get wheat bread, you can do rye bread if you like that. They want you to eat more bread that has like little, more nutties. I don't really like that stuff. What else? It's a small process, guys. And if you swipe out one thing for the next, when you get to a year or even 6 months, you'll be like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? You'll know the difference. You'll see the difference. They aren't the same. What about gelatin? Yeah, I think gelatin is pork or horse or glue or something like that. Like it's not all that healthy. Makes angry, especially if you have native. Yeah, that pork will definitely do something else to you. It alters. Ooh, Larry Beach is in the building. Salute, sir. Larry, we were holding it down on Brother Cabal's Lonnie's platform the other day. That was fun. I was in there with them. It was Jordan, it was Larry, it was Maine, Lonnie, and they let me stay in and chime in with them for like a couple of hours. It was so cool. And I liked where Lonnie was going with, as far as like how I just came on and talking about, the Black community and just, with us, and, we were kicking it. It was pretty cool. So I like where he was going with that. Yeah, that's good. Yellow Jesus has vegan gelatin. Yeah, it made a lot of stuff more vegan friendly now, as opposed to 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago. There's a lot more stuff that's vegan-esque or vegetarian-esque alternatives now. So you could see that more in the supermarkets. You don't really need to go to like one of these big health food chain stores. Because I know now in the grocery store by me, in the Bronx, we still, we don't have a Whole Foods. They're not really trying to do all that with us. Whatever. The Bronx is the only borough that's the poorest within our county, within the districts. I want to say in the state, and I think nationally. I don't know. Maybe not in certain other parts of the country, but definitely in New York City, the Bronx is the poorest of the boroughs. So we have these things called food deserts, and a food desert is just that. Our grocery stores are far and few. We don't have the Whole Foods, or we don't have alternative grocers that sell fresh produce like that. So we have to go to a big chain store, grocery store. And it's far and few for those. Then you got your little delis that sell. They're starting to, by law now, they got to bring in like fresh fruits and vegetables. But it's coming from the bodega, and I'm like, I mean, if you got to do it, you got to do it. But thank you, Willie. Willie, missed you. Like I said, we had Lotus and Raz Girl holding, not Raz Girl, sorry, but Love You Raz Girl, Love and Loyalty holding it down the other day. Western Beef doesn't count. You know what, Fresh? You know what it is. Western Beef doesn't count, but it's better than nothing. Because at least with Western Beef, which is one of our major chain grocery stores here in New York City, is that they do have, the more fresh organic stuff or fruits, vegetables there. Of course, its name is Western Beef, so they're going to have, the beef products, pork, so forth and so on. I'm all over from the Bronx. I'm from the West. I was born, not born, but I grew up in West Bronx by Kingsbridge. Then I grew up. Then the other half of my life was in Parkchester, and now I'm in the what they call the South Bronx or Morrisania. So I'm by like Whitlock, Elder, yeah. And I'm not too far from where the Boys and Girls Club, where they had not the Warriors, but where they had all the gangs meet. I think not Uncle Frank, Fresh would know this. Back in the 70s, they had this big meeting where all the gangs coming together, and they met at the Madison Square Boys and Girls Club. So I'm not too far from that. And they had all the gangs come together because, of the killing of Black Benji. They was like, nah, and it was out of, he was helping somebody else out, and he got caught up in the mix. So I'm not too far from that area. Thank you, Quick Pill. Yeah. So I would say who? Oh, I'm like, okay. And also, I'm kind of in between where Zulu Nation started in Bronx River Projects, and on this side where the Madison Square Boys and Girls Club. That's where I'm at. So yeah, I love, but Fresh. I go to Stop and Shop. I can't Western Beef. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they don't really have the good sales like Stop and Shop. Stop and Shop's the devil. Because they have these killer sales, and you spend so much money, and you be like, what the hell did I buy? Like, crazy. Forest House is on the other side. Okay, Frank. Chicken Ave. What's Chicken Ave? Love and Loyalty. Did I say Chicken Ave? Soundview, Elder Avenue, Whitlock. I'm in that area. But I'm like I said, I'm in between where Zulu Nation started, Bronx River Projects. I'm over there. And then I'm kind of like in some real national historical area. I'm in between that. And where I was at, all this was burnt down. So if you remember back in the 70s or in the 80s with the Bronx, yeah, it was burning. And where I'm at, this was all like just lots. Burnt up buildings, windows blown out. Oh, I got the birds meditating, Larry. They're in the background to keep us calm. Because if certain music will incite you, right? And I wanted to get my message out. And I was like, should I put on the tribal music? And I was like, ooh, that's going to get me. And I was like, nah, let me put the birds on. Because I was hearing birds. I was like, yeah, let me cool out with some birds. Oh, me too, Fresh. My grandmother loved going in there. That damn Western Beef. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Grandma. She passed away 2 years ago. But yeah, some of that stuff, it's a little cheaper in Western Beef because they cater to like more of the Caribbean family. That's how I look at it. I think most Western Beefs are like that. So they have everything in bulk, like big bags of rice, the 20-pound bag of rice. They even sell the barrels where you could send back out to your family back home in the islands. And I'm just like, you could put a whole body in there. So they have a lot of more bulk stuff. It's not like a BJ's or a Costco's, but it's kind of, they sell more Caribbean products in Western Beef. Oh, Fresh. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I think we're coming on a 3-year mark for me and my grandmother. It was 2000, so with 19, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so, 3.5 maybe then. I got to do the math. Because she passed away the end of 2018. So that was my everything. But you know how the grandma loves are, right? They just keep us going. Hey, yo, hey, boy. Hey, yo, hey, boy. That's why he was hearing it. All we needed to get was the frogs. Cookie, cookie. Hear the birds and the frogs chirping in the islands. That's right, Lotus. To all the ancestors, all those who have paved the way before us, we give them a big salute because without them, we wouldn't be here. So for better, for worse, some of us may not have gotten along. Some of us may not know our ancestors. Some of them might have been dirty, rotten scoundrels. The right, the wrong is you put out your altar, you ashe to them, you give them their love and loyalty, and set them free. Set that, make that peace so that we're breaking generational curses. A-boy came with the left field. They're like, what? Yeah, me too, love and loyalty. That's why I was like, that morning bird came to me, and morning dove rather. And I knew that this was a bigger ancestor because I do get them coming to me. But I was like, oh no, this one is a powerful one. I was like, what you want? That's what I said. I was like, what is it that you want me to know? And it turned its head and it looked at me. And then it turned its head again to look outward, and then it flew away. So I was like, It just wanted me to acknowledge its presence. That's why I was cooing on my fire escape in the hood. I was like, what is this beautiful bird? I swear I thought it was an owl. Like, whoop. And me and my daughter heard it hooting a couple of nights back, like the end of May. And I was like, what the hell is an owl hooting in the Bronx? Like, what? Like in the hood at that. It's not like we're like, well, there is a big park, but it's not like a major park, like a central park where you would get those kind of animals. I was like, why is there an owl in the Bronx hooting? Oh, Willie. That's right. That's all he needs to hear is the frogs, and he'll be back home. Yeah, and it wasn't. I was like, this bird is what is this? It was a dove, a mourning dove. And I was like, wow. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, guys. Like we start aligning ourselves, right? We're going to get spirit coming to us. We're going to get our guides coming to us. We're going to get ancestors talking to us. We're going to have that protection that we need. But we got to do the work too. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just rely on grandma's prayers in the afterlife when she was doing it here. We got to put that work in as well. So as it's taking care of our bodies, it's taking care of our mind, it's taking care of our spirit. It's, not subscribing to all this BS that we see out here and taking it, and running with it and getting mad. And it's like, no, that's not my battle. You know what I'm saying? So we got to choose and pick our battles. That's my motto all the time, especially in my house, because they're crazy. I'm like, look, I'm not dealing with that today. Today, I will deal with this. Tomorrow, you're going to hear my mouth. I don't battle with everything. It's not my problem sometimes. Sometimes it's bigger than you, and you got to sit back and just be like, all right, okay. What do I do next? Let's not get into the victim syndrome of why me? Why did this happen? Why? Right? Because then we're falling into that victimhood, and we're not going to get ourselves out of it because you're going to think everything's an attack. Some things are just meant to be. Some things are lessons that we need to know. No, Larry, it wasn't. No, I don't got dreads, Willie. They're my little Felicia braids, as Maine calls it. Bye, Felicia, from what was that? Friday? Man, he was like, take your scarf off. I was on Lonnie Cabal's with my hair looking all messed up. He's like, take your scarf off. You have really nice hair. And I was like, man, my hair is messed up. But I took it off anyway. Bugging. No, I don't have dreads. As a matter of fact, these need to come out, though. I'm going to try to take them out soon. But no, Larry, it wasn't. I thought it was an owl. That's why I was like, oh, this is, because owls we know are very, spiritual animals. But it was a dove. It was a dove, and it was mourning, like mourning, like you're mourning a loved one. That's how it's spelled. I was like, what? I had to do all this research because I was like, I didn't know what this bird was. I took a picture of it, and I'm like, I'm typing in like the sound, like hooting and coo, and then I was like, oh, and then I had to play on the what do they call that? The bird. What is that when you're watching birds? I don't know. I forgot the name of it. But it had different sounds of, the sounds of the different birds make. And I was like, that's it. And so then I looked up what the spiritual meaning was. I was like, oh, wow. I was so honored. I was like, dope. Cats and birds stay by my. Cats are spiritual as well. Mm-hmm. The Lotus, the cats are protecting you. That's why they're around you. Yes, absolutely. Fresh. That's a great question. Fresh wanted to know, do I believe in regrounding to the earth? Absolutely. I try, especially in the summertime, take my shoes off and walk in the grass, providing there's no dog poop, right? And just trying to stay, grounded on the ground, because that's another thing. We lose that connection because, as I said, we have we have chakras at the palms of our feet and the palms of our hands, right? So if we have shoes on and we have rubber soles on our feet, we're disconnected from earth. We're disconnected from the ground. So it's good to try to take your shoes off every now and then. If you're that type of person, even in the beach, if you're that type of person that likes to have the sand, on your toes and stuff like that, as long as wherever ground, in the city it's hard because we're the concrete jungle and stuff. So, if you could walk in a park that's not really where the dogs are at. Yeah. Yeah, so when we have these little animals that come across us, butterflies, that all of a sudden start coming to us, that is spirit. It's an ancestor coming to talk to you. It's somebody around protecting you, or there's a message. I think we were talking about this on Wednesday with Big Cat, and he wanted to know, he had a dream and asked me about, its interpretation. Now, I kind of am good with dreams interpretation. This is also something I learned from my master teacher, my mother, with astrology as well. My mom's is dope. I told her she got to come on one day. We got to do a little I'm gonna do a little interview with her, but that's who I learned where astrology, astrology from her, the love signs from my mom's, and dreams interpretation. So she'll call me sometimes and tell me about a dream. My kids tell me, their dreams, and then I'm interpreting. Or my girlfriend calls me and she's like, I had this. What do you think that means? Mostly like my family will call, my siblings will be like, yeah, I had this, what did that mean? So that anything with any type of animal is a spirit. Sometimes these animals come to us for either they're our spirit guide, and then there's another thing called the totem, animal totems. And the animal totems come in at a pivotal point in your life that there's something about you that needs to be changed or addressed. So these animals will keep showing up. But if it's a bird, so to say, and you've kind of seen this bird throughout your life, that's your spirit bird. And that's pretty much what the energy if it's a bird, you got to figure out how stealth like the birds are and how they move. That's how we should be moving. The fox, was an animal totem, and that's when I noticed it back in 2019. And it made itself appear, and it was an animal totem, not so much my spirit animal, but an animal totem. And so that's where Foxy Moon got birthed out of. Thanks, Lotus. Oh, yeah, so I told her, you got to get yourself together, sharpen up them skills. No way, Fresh. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's a cute nickname too. Oh, yeah. Then that's definitely. Thank you, Larry. That's definitely her. When my grandmother passed away, well, before she passed away, me and my daughter, we were getting bombarded with butterflies, and one time we were coming from her house and coming back to my house, and they out of nowhere came like a swarm. And me and my daughter, my little one, she's very spiritually in tuned as well. She's my Pisces baby. This is what I'm saying with Pisces. I know some of y'all are Pisces in here. Oh, thank you, Willie. They're very spiritually in tune. Yellow Jesus, I think, is a Pisces as well. They're very spiritually in tune. And so anyway, we were coming back from my grandmother. She was, going towards her death in a sense. And these swarms of butterflies just came out of nowhere. We're like, what the hell? And my daughter really doesn't like insects. So she's like, bugging out. And I'm like, just like, relax, chill. And that stayed with these butterflies stayed until my grandmother passed away. And then after she passed away, they came back around again. So definitely believe when we get an insect or any type of bird or cat, peculiar things that just start happening with these animals. It's like, know that that's spirit. Know that that's your guardians around you. And they're there to comfort you. And my other grandmother is a bird, so she would always. That's years now. She's been coming to me, and she comes to me when I'm little, like anxious or kind of like upset, and I don't even feel it too much, but like I'll hear it out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, that's her, and then I feel much better. I'm relieved. And so yes, while it's detrimental with death, especially a young child or an elderly that you've been with, your whole life, or a sudden death. It's kind of hard to comprehend it. And it's kind of hard to get the comfort in. And no, it took me a while. I stopped reading cards when she passed. And before she passed, I was like taking care of her. So my energy wasn't there. And I was like, I couldn't do my cards. And at the time I was just reading for myself. And so once she passed, it took me almost a year to get back into like reading, and then, you know, starting getting back into my spiritual self. Even though spirit was never leaving me, it was showing me stuff. And, you know, it showed me things with my grandmother. It showed me, you know, her dying before she died. So, you know, it was always there. But for me to like actually do cards, I was just like, I couldn't even think straight. And then I took comfort in the fact that she started visiting me. She started showing herself to me in the afterlife. And I was like, all right, you know, and then I had a great support team. So, you know, that's also what counts as well. If you have a great support team, whether it be your friends, your family, that are there to help you during your grieving, it makes it better. This actually is still part of my grieving process with talking to you and relating all this message out. This actually is healing me as well and propelling me back on my spiritual journey. So you guys are doing a phenomenal job by just, you know, staying tapped in with me, and, you know, we chiming it back and forth. This is a healing process for me. So I don't take this lightly. I don't, you know, this is not something I'm doing for shits and giggles, you know, trying to be something, you know, is really not. This is actually, it propelled me into more of a healing, you know. And then I have my family and friends, you know, some good friends that were just there and helping me along the way and just giving me my space. And so now I'm kind of like, you know, I would say I'm about 85%, you know, okay. But you know, that 10% sometimes I'm really like, but I stay connected, and I go and visit her when I can at her grave and stuff like that, you know, and just pay her homage. That's why I said, if we can get altars and put a little something aside for our ancestors, that lets them know you're not forgotten and they're here with us, to help us along the way, right? It's not to take advantage of them and be like, oh, can y'all help me out with this situation? And, you know, y'all can help me with getting a job, and y'all can help me with this relationship. No, they're not here for all that. They're not here for the politics. They're here to help you in your life journey and protect you, right? They can help you. Oh, thank you, Yellow Jesus. Don't make me cry. Stop it. Don't make me cry. I appreciate that. No, and side note, if it wasn't for Yellow Jesus, I would not be on any platform, right? Because he was like, look, you need to get out there. And I was like, no, I don't do this. I don't, I was doing Instagram, like little videos here and there. He was like, no. You got something going on there, and you need to stay on the YouTube. I was about to cut YouTube off. I was like, I'm not feeling that part. I'll just do Instagram, or I'll just do my own thing. And I'm not. Thank you, Yellow Jesus. Thank you. Because he definitely was like, get out there. And that's what I'm saying. Where's Maine at? Maine, we were talking on Lonnie's platform the other day, and I wasn't saying that. I said I got hazed by Yellow Jesus, Maine, and Larry, right? I was like, the hitters was like, I was on Maine's. That's how I started. Got on Maine's platform, Behind the Bar. You guys know him. And, he was like, you tested my skills. He was wanted to see what I'm all about. If this is for real or not. Are you just playing bullshit out here? Or are you trying to be Miss Cleo? What's going on? Right? So I got the haze, like, how colleges be like bumping you with the stick, like, right? So it came, I was being bombarded. Yellow Jesus was like in the background, like, but Larry and Maine was like, they were getting at me. And I feel like I passed the test now. I don't know if Maine thinks so. Oh, thank you, Yellow Jesus. But thank you, Lotus. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you. No, this is the fact that you guys are here is also because you are on your spiritual. Something's kicking inside of you, like, oh, you know what? Let me hear what's this. What does she got to say? Let me hear what We're not on here for shits and giggles. Like, some of us do that and we play around, and that's cool. As long as it's not disrespectful. I got something on my monitor, but you guys are not really here for all that. Like, everybody has their own platform where we all go and commune in different ways. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't have to Some of us are not meant to go to the battleground. Some of us are not meant to be healers. Some of us are not. Everybody has a place strategically where they need to fit. And guess what? We all fit in at the end of the day. We're all the puzzle pieces, where we have main with the big topics. We got Yellow Jesus giving us the sermons. We got Larry going crazy out there, right? Everybody, Lonnie's giving us the 411. Willie's promoting. Everybody has a plate and a plot, right? Pink has she be chopping everybody down. Pink is not having that, right? That's what I'm saying. We all have a different part to play, but the fact that we all came in together on the one accord from the hater, right, from Star, is dope. You know what I'm saying? And we all, y'all understand me, I understand you, and we all have our, like I said, we all have our stations, right? And then we all come together on one accord, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's just that Lonnie is in the building. Yay! See, thank you, Lonnie. I was just saluting you for having me on. It was a great night. We spent like I was on there with you for like 5 hours. We were talking about boxing. He was like, "Who's your favorite boxer?" I was like, "Sugar Ray Leonard." And he was like, "Why?" And we went into that. We went into gaming. We were talking about who's hot, who's not, who's our Hollywood crush. Man, that was dope. And I didn't do any cards, guys. I didn't do any cards. I was just the other side. I was JoJo on that side. Yes, I kept talking him up, Willie. That's why he was going to come through. See how spirit moves? Y'all see that, right? Lonnie, I was talking Lonnie up, and look, he came through. That's right. Oh my Lord. See Yellow Jesus? Warriors come out and play. So the first time I went on to Lonnie's page, platform rather, he was asking me. I love it because he's such a great. You and Maine are really good at interviewing people. Like y'all really know how to ask the questions. I could tell that they're thought provoking. They, you really try to get to the core of the person, right? And I really appreciate that. Maine, Behind the Bar, and Lonnie Kebab, they are really good at interviewing people. And so Lonnie was like, so tell me about where you're from, stuff like that. And I told him, from the Bronx. And I said, I brought up the Warriors. Like, I was like, yeah, and you was like, word, like, and then you was like telling me how you were playing that. And so like, it was all like spiritually aligned. Like it was a reason for me to be on that at that time with you. And then Wednesday we went back on, you were on again on a thought-provoking conversation. And I was like, damn it, I'm glad somebody's bringing it up because I want to talk about these things, right? I don't want to just only read the cards because they're good for us to know, solar plexus, right? But I got something to say, JoJo got something to say. So yeah, I went on there and we were kicking it for like hours, kicking it. So it was dope. Yeah, Lonnie, it was dope. And I am just grateful that you let me have a voice on there as well. So it's cool. And then I was with like it was the boys club. Like it was all what was it, like 4 of you guys? And I was just sitting back like but I like it because you get the perspective of the male. We got to have the masculine and the feminine because that's our energy. We got masculine and feminine energy within us. Some just resonate a little bit more than others, right? And so I like to have that. And that's how I always grew up. I always grew up around the boys. I was a tomboy. So we were playing ninjas and climbing trees and jumping off rocks and, all kinds of stuff where they was like, all right, you need to go play your Barbies now and skedaddle. And I was like, nah, y'all have so much fun. I don't want to go play with the girls. And I, scuffed up, knees, shoes all messed up. So, yeah, I think in my last lifetime, I was a man. I believe that. I really think I was like a man. Because it's just certain things that just like I resonate more on that level than the feminine. But, I'm a girl now. So, chapstick break. Behind the bar wants love and loyalty cam. She don't want to cam up. I mean, interview you. I have to say though, Maine, you were pretty fair with me. Like you weren't like, you didn't bash me in that sense. Like you like I'm saying, you were really good with asking questions, thought provoking. Like you really wanted to see like what is this about? What is she about? Right? Because Yellow was bringing me in. I don't know, Yellow Jesus. I'm going from way back, like ancient times. I think that there's a lot of male, excuse me, guys. There's a lot of male reincarnation with me. Like the last past life, I think that I was like a heavy set. I'm not gonna say fat. A heavy set Black man. Sort of like a Fat Albert. Don't ask me why, guys, because we'll be here another hour just trying to decode. And then I did a reading on a past life. I don't do past life readings. I did this because I was called to do it, and using specific cards to do it. And the past life for that was that I was like a ancient. I worked with like the pharaohs, maybe a priest in that sense. But yeah, I did all the decoding, and I was just like, whoa. So it kind of makes sense. But I don't know. Who's that? Yeah, Yellow Jesus. That's who I was working with. That's crazy that you mentioned that name. I believe that's who I was working with. And I want to say I was like one of the high priests. But if I wasn't, I definitely was up there with the kings. Let's just say that without getting all crazy. And y'all be like, Foxy, you bugging out now. No, I'm being serious. And I used my Miss Cleo deck because Miss Cleo is on her deck. She has the pharaohs and the ancient kings and queens. And I swear to y'all, I was led to do that. I don't know what was nudging me that day, but it was like do the cards, and I did that. That's what I'm saying. Like I did a lot of this all by myself. And I was like kind of nervous about bringing the cards out to people because I was like, I'm not really, I haven't been doing that for that long. So I was like, I just kind of got into it back in 2018, late 2017, 2018. So I was like, I'm not really feeling confident enough to read for other people. But then I went to like a meet and greet with the tarot reader and other astute tarot readers. And we were all in the same boat, like, read me. And we were kind of still newbies. And I was like, oh, okay. So that kind of built up my confidence a little bit more, where I was like, all right, let me go on Instagram and do readings there. YouTube, I was still kind of like, I don't know about all that. So we got 2 hours and 22 minutes. There we go. 222 magic numbers. So I was kind of like, I don't know. But for me, reading personally just made me kind of grow. It's like you're sharpening your skills. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're writing a times table over and over, that's like what I was doing with the cards. Just kept doing it over and over, watching some other master readers. And, I was like, all right. And getting what they, like they would say, study, read up on certain things, read up on the cards that you're not having. Oh, really? Huh. Okay. You're welcome, love and loyalty. But yeah, so I did that and I was like, all right, so maybe I could do it for others, but I'm still skeptical. And that's when Yellow Jesus in Maine was like, boom, get out there, it's showtime. I was just like, but it's more intuitively. It's not like I had to understand the cards and read what each card meant. And so I did a lot more studying, but I did hands-on. So I did both. I was just sharpening my skills that way. And then come to find out, but I kind of knew, but it didn't make sense to me. And my mother told me that my great-grandmother on my father's side, she's from Grenada, and she read tea leaves for her people, her friends, family. So I was like, oh, this shit, so, excuse me. It's not only just, excuse me, guys. It's inheritedly DNA down to me. And it's just something that I guess that's like, okay, now is your time. This is your calling. Because I was not doing this before that. I was like, not to say that the cards, not any of this stuff was like devil stuff. But that's what we're taught. They tell us that this stuff is all devilment and it's wrong, it's bad. Because they know the power it possesses. Remember, they took all that from us and they use it now. This is what I'm saying. They know how to calculate things. They know how to manipulate, our teachings that we were brought up with, as far as ancestral, not their Bible or what they want us to know. I'm talking about our true DNA, our real root workers, our real healers, our real shamans, our real priestess. Not everybody's a king and a queen. We all, like I said, we all have many roles out here. We all can't be a king and a queen. We can't all be pharaohs. We can't all be, the high up. You know what I'm saying? If you a little person on the totem pole, you played a part. You played a part. So, all this is kind of just starting to connect. Certain things in my life happen, and my ears ringing now. Certain things happen in my life that propel me to get further and further in the spiritual aspect. So, it is what it is. But we got to be mindful about these things out here, and who is the real enemy, and who is out here to really try to discourage us from really tapping into our true selves. They don't want that. The passion ignited. They find out who we we know who we really are. They're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. They're going to be like, you think you better than us? That's right. Damn right. That's right, Pink. We're witchy. Mm-hmm. And most of our mothers and aunts, our ancestors had that. You know what I'm saying? As I said, my great grandmother on my father's side, she's witchy. And I'm sure I haven't really met on my father's side, the Cubans like that. So I don't know if there might have been some root healer or whatever. But it's in my DNA. So I'm going to roll with it. Shut up, Larry. Yes, I'm a girl now. This life, I'm a girl. Past life, I don't think so. I think I was a guy. I don't know. It's just my take. I don't know. I have no proof. Like, I don't have no proof of it. Ooh, that's because of karma, Uncle Frank. That's karma. And that's right. It is petty. Like, how are you so grand and then you turned out to be petty? The problem, well, not the problem, but with karma. So in our past lives, all right, here we go. Where's my bell? Ding-a-ling-a-ling, my bell's over there. So good analogy, Uncle Frank. The past lives, some of us sign up to come back down here because there were certain things that we didn't get to finish, or there was lessons that we needed to fulfill, or destinies that needed to be fulfilled, and that's why we come back down here. Some of us just take the high road and we don't come back. We've learned our lessons, or we've made amends with what the past life was. So Rich is in the building. Salute to you, Rich. I brought you up too, mentioned you earlier too. And so therefore we have to come back to fulfill out that life purpose. So karma has it. That's what I'm saying. Like with this past life of me being like in the kingdom, I want to say I was like a high, not a high priest, but I think I was a priest back in like the Pharaoh, ancient Kemet. So I wasn't up there, but I worked with the higher up. So I wasn't, a grand king or anything like that. But in that past life, I had money and I was doing very well. In this life, so it's because we have to learn what our north nodes is what our spiritual selves are supposed to be. So if your sign, so my sign is Scorpio in my north node, I got to learn how to be like that Scorpio and just let a lot of shit die, go more into my spirituality. My south node is in Taurus. So in my past life, that's where my comfortability is at. It's kind of like playing it safe, right? And I didn't want to come out here on YouTube. So that's certain lessons that need to be learned. And that's why if homeboy was a pharaoh and now he's a little petty peasant hustler on the corner, it's his karma that he has to come back to. Right, Lonnie? Harlem. Oh my Lord. Yeah, I mean, some of us are gods reincarnated as well. I mean, I personally believe I was like a person. I don't think I was like a god. I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know. We all have some kind of God-like, or God is in us, right? And as above, so below, the universal law. But, Lonnie's silly. Lonnie said he would be in the LA crypt. Oh, Lord. That's probably why some of these people come back. It's kind of like that. So Love and Loyalty says, yeah, it's Gemini. That's why I said Gemini is spicy right now. That's why I wrote that title, like Gemini is spicy. Hey, yo. It's a spicy season right now. Oh, thank you, Lonnie. And it's out here doing its thing, right? We had the solar eclipse yesterday, so that energy is still here. That energy was here a couple of days before it actually happened, because think about energy that has to build up. It gets riled up first, right? And then it explodes, and then we have the aftermath. So we're dealing with the aftermath of the solar eclipse. And it's in Gemini. Excuse me. So Gemini is showing it's really coming out here like taking no shorts. Sorry. So therefore, and then we're in Mercury retrograde, and Lonnie was like, "Oh, what's that?" We were talking about Mercury retrograde. Gemini season. Listen, Gemini, hurry up, because Cancers is next. Hey, let's go, Cancers. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, Lonnie, what Mercury retrograde, and you guys kind of know this now, we're repeating it a couple of times, is that so Gemini is actually in its home state with Mercury. Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet, and Mercury has to do with communication. So when a planet goes into retrograde, it's just kind of going backwards in a sense, or more at a standstill. And so communication can get a little misconstrued. It can, come off a certain kind of way, misinformed. Text messages or any kind of communication can get a little botched up, right? So that's what retrograde is with Mercury. And so now it's in its natural sign with the solar eclipse. It's spicy. It's off the chart right now. So you could use that. I feel like it's being beneficial. I never really get too much issues with Mercury retrograde, like knock on wood, but it doesn't really bother me that much. It affects other people, but the signs who are going to be affected right now with the solar eclipse is Pisces, Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, and I think Scorpio. Oh no, Sagittarius. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 signs that are going to really be affected by this eclipse, and that its aftermath can stay up to about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, depending on, we had 2 eclipses back to back. So we had a lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago. Now we got the solar eclipse. So that's 2 powerful energies. We got the moon and the sun. Man, if you're not affected, kudos to you. Let me know what you're doing, because some of this energy is like wild. It's wild out here. You think so, Yellow Jesus? Y'all crazy. Yes, that's right. Yellow Jesus. There's a quickening. The quickening started, I think, about 2017. maybe 2015. Yeah, there you go, Fresh. Yeah, and the Pisces, yeah. The water signs are definitely being affected by this moon. And the by the solar eclipse as well. So there's a quickening where a lot of people like transition. Like in my family, it was like 3 people that boom, boom, boom left within months apart from each other. It was my grandmother, my stepmom, and then my uncle. They 6 months apart. Was like boom, 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 boom. So the quickening. So the other side needs these soldiers. They need the soldiers. They're calling back. This is why we got a lot of people that's just passing away and just like, damn, like what is going on? It's happening. You know, a lot of things. Technology is speeding up. Just a lot of things that are like, just that's why it's called the quickening, because there's a lot of things that's just happening like right before our eyes. We the cryptocurrency has taken like this whirlwind going on, and that was back. I think they were talking about this 2012, right? So now it's just kind of like taking some legs and started running. So if we think about that, that's what I'm talking about. The quickening's happening. That's right, Yellow Jesus. They're not meant to be on this plane. Right. Right. We're going from the 3D to the 4D, and some of it's even in the 5D dimensions. But definitely a lot of us are going to the 4D. So that 3D paradigm, which is us like right now as we see it, is struggling. This is why a lot of infrastructures are going to start breaking down. This is why that pandemic happened. So again, guys, this is all going back to the beginning of what I was talking about when I first came on here. Is like, we got to, open up that third eye to really see what's really good, because they're using a lot of psyopses on us that are making us really like sit back and be like, oh, all in our feelings. Aquarius Maximus, she's a numerologist as well, I believe. She's on Instagram. Her name is Aquarius Maximus. She does the card. She's a cardiologist, not for the heart, but for the cards. And she said that melanated people are ruled by Cancer, the sign of Cancer. Also, the United States is a Cancer. It was birthed in, they say July 4th. So America, or the founding nations, more like it, are Cancer signs. So Cancers are very emotional creatures. They're the water sign. They're one of 3 water signs. They're very emotional creatures. And you think about melanated people, we're all about that. But Cancers are nurturers. They're the mother sign. They're the mother of the zodiac. So they're very nurturing, naturally by heart, right? And they're emotional. So emotional being good or bad, right? So you could be like crying boo-hoo, or you could be emotional, like upset, emotional happy. So the powers that be and the nefarious ones, Venezuela Reyes is in the building. Salute. Aquarius Maximus, like the sign Aquarius and Maximus. She's on IG. No, that's love and loyalty. That's, you're definitely evolving with that. With baby coming, absolutely. That's an evolution right there. Your body is metaphorically transferring, physically transformating. So yeah, you are definitely evolving, whether you see it or not. It's an evolution. And so you're a Capricorn. So Capricorns are the fathers. They're the stern of the zodiac. Pisces are the oldest, and Aries are the babies of the zodiac. That's right, Fresh. Give some Cancer some love. I'm a Cancer sun, July 19th. Thank you, Willie. Yes, hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe, like, share. If you're feeling a little emotional, you could drop a little something in the Cash App. If this all makes sense for you, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, but it's all good. Oh Lord, here come Uncle Frank with the Scorpios. The Scorpios and Libras always think they the hottest thing since sliced bread. Oh, they will be, but they'll go down after that. They do, especially towards the end. Ladies, when we're in our last trimester of pregnancy, yes, our feet, our face, our nose, my nose like spread out really wide when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, man. And my feet were sausages, my fingers were sausages. With my son, none of that. I was a beauty queen. I was really glowing. And then with my little one, my girl, yeah, I became a little piggy again. That's right, Pink. Let them know. Cancers are the bread and butter. Libra scales. Yeah, see? Libras and Scorpios, they are kind of the same. They're like brothers in a sense. Like they especially the males, they think, then y'all have a repetition of being, a little spicy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. Explain it to use the father of the zodiacs. So they're just like wise. Capricorns are Capricorns and Cancers on the emotional side are kind of like the same. They're very big with family. They love, this big love with family. They are very disciplined in regards to finances. And they do have fun. Their fun is like what kind of, because anything could be fun, but I'm like an old-fashioned kind of fun, like just hanging out in the park or making light of what they have, and having fun that way. It doesn't have to be extravagant, is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense in regards to Libra. Okay, Pink, so then I don't gotta say no more about Capricorns, because they can be very stubborn at that. And sometimes borderline stalkers. But I'm not going to say anything else because, I don't want to shoo anybody away and start bashing my beautiful zodiac people. Just, that's sometimes they're like that. Pisces are like that too. Pisces have a problem. I'm going to just put it out there. I can say that. I have quite enough Pisces people around me that I can say this. I'm surrounded by them. Yeah. It's fresh. She's a Cap, but and Capricorn women, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know Capricorn men, but what happens in the matinee movie? That's right, Willie. That's what I'm saying. The good old fashioned fun, like matinees. Now I don't really want to go to the movies because first of all, that's too much money. Second of all, I'm scared somebody coughs. Because now you're telling us, they got us down in the village in Manhattan, like vaccinated here, not vaccinated there. I'm like, what? Really? You're going to start that? I'm going to wear my mask anyway, because I don't know what's going on. I didn't know what was going on before, and I wasn't wearing my mask. Now I'm putting my mask on, and now you're telling me, oh, we're all opening back up again. New York City, come July, is going to be back to normal, full throttle. I'm not going. No. Mm-hmm. Fresh, but I love my Pisces. That's what I said. I love my grandfather was a Pisces. My father's a Pisces. My daughter's a Pisces. Her father's a Pisces. Yeah. And the Pisces men, those that are around, y'all are something else, really. But I love y'all because we're good people. Like, aside from their emotions, when the waters are calm, Pisces and Cancer are like one of the best, if not the best mate, as they say. Yeah, but they're, ooh, she's a Pisces and he's a Capricorn. Now that's an interesting mix. I'm sure does your father just let her go and do her thing? Because Capricorn with the Pisces woman, that's right. Limes and lemon. That's why I'm keeping my mask on. That's right, Lotus. Keep a stack. Because we don't know what's going on. They Pisces women are Uncle Frank. Ooh, too fishy. I only know one Pisces woman. That was my oldest daughter's grandmother, and she was sweet. She was really cool. Yeah, I didn't have any problems with her at all. It's the men. The men I have a little problem with. The Pisces men, yes. Hey, yo. Yellow Jesus. Oh, no. Favor's going to say that she's late to her live because she was busy. Limes, you're Aquarius. Yeah, okay, yeah, now I remember. Pisces are okay, Limes. I didn't want to say it. Thank you. To my two Pisces men in here, please don't take this personal. But yes, Pisces are jealous and they're controlling and they're manipulative. I just have to get that out. That's the Pisces men. And that's the ones that I've been dealing with. My grandfather, God rest his soul, my father, and my daughter's father. And my daughter, who's a Pisces, she kind of like twists her little, I kind of bend to her whim. And anything she wants, if I can get it, she got it. The other two, my oldest is a Sagittarius and my son is a Taurus. I love Taurus too. Taurus and Cancers is supposed to be a good match as well. Never worked out though, but they cool. We cool. I think because Cancers and Taurus are the same in that stubborn way. Capricorns are stubborn as well. They kind of just move to their own beat. They don't really like to be pushed into something. They rather take their time and get into it. Fresh and not me. I don't think so. Ooh, yellow Jesus. That's because you yellow Jesus. That's why. That's exactly it. Love and loyalty. That's a Taurus. They are the alpha males. Yes, I know. I have my Taurus moon in me, so I get that aggressive, that alpha male type energy, and this is why me and my son be locking horns as well, because he's a Taurus son. So it's just like the hard-headedness. And my oldest is a Sagittarius, and my baby is a Pisces. So with me and her, we're like this. But you know, my other two are like, oh my God, you spoiled her. You didn't do that to us. You know, you cracked the whip. I was a drill sergeant with the other two. With her, it was just like, oh, with my son, because he's the only boy, he got he's the prince. So he got spoiled, and they all got spoiled in their own right. But my oldest is like, Mom, you let her get away with all this? What? Yeah. She's my Pisces baby. Me and her are like soulmates. And again, Pisces and Cancers are, they make things happen. Who's petty? The Pisces or Taurus? Yeah, no, Taurus could be petty. Yeah. That was back in the days. Yeah, so they are the alphas. Them Taurus men are really I know. Right? Fresh. That's what I'm saying. They're adults too. Yellow Jesus is feeling a certain kind of way now because we bashing Pisces men. Yeah, Fresh. My daughter, that's what I said. My oldest is 28 and my son is 23. He just turned 23 in May. So that and my youngest is 14. Hold on, let me charge this up. She's like, you let her get away with murder. I didn't get to do that. Like, I was younger too, though. Hold on a second, guys. This might be my little one. Hold on. Y'all, that was my baby. So where we at? Virgos. Lonnie's a Virgo. Virgo men. You know, rumor has it they're not really with the whole commitment thing, if that makes sense. This is for Virgo men. So, yeah, I don't know. They kind of just, my mom's a Virgo, so I think Virgo men and Virgo women are kind of like the same. It's like they don't really, they have to get a good partner for them to really like stick around. But yeah, that's just the word on the street, Lonnie. I don't, because they say that about cancers too. Oh, cancers be out there cheating and cancers be doing. I'm like, what? Like, why are y'all giving us cancers a bad rap? I don't know. Oh, your son's a Virgo now, so but nope, Maine, nope. I've always been a little stick figure. Besides my pregnancies, they're the reason why I gained weight, and then after that, I was like, poop. I know. I'm sorry, Fresh. But you and Yellow Jesus are, I guess, the exceptions to the rules. I don't know. I'm just speaking on what I know. That's right, Pink. We free spirits. That's why we can't. Oh Lord, cancers are cheaters, though. Oh Lord, go ahead, Fresh. Go ahead. Take some jabs at us. Nas is a Virgo, and he's a perfect example of how men operate. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that him and Khalees really were a good match. She's a Scorpio, though, I think. And ooh, let's hear it, Lotus. Or why did I put myself in this mix? Cancers are players too until they find the one to play the game. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Yeah, Yellow, you're God incarnate, so you're the exception to the rule. I know. Should I do the cam up? But then I'm gonna lose you guys. Oh man, let's see. I knew I wasn't thinking. See, that was Mercury retrograde. Not thinking and just going straight to the gusto. And I was like, damn it, I wanted to cam up early. But yeah, Scorpios, Willie's good people. See, Scorpios though, I was saying this early, like in my last reading. They're the peculiar bunch out of the water group. I'll say that. They don't really they're not that emotional like a Pisces or a Cancer. They're kind of a little more reserved than us. But yeah, they're a little peculiar bunch. Yeah, intense. There we go. Somebody had said that before in the last reading too. That's the word. Scorpios are intense. Again, kind of like that Libra energy, that intensity, where it's kind of like a little bit, it gets a little bit too much. But yeah, there we go, Rich. I know. So, but you guys are not like a Pisces or a Cancer. Cancers are, we can get moody, we can get emotional. I'm not really a crier like they say, like Cancers are crybabies. And I'm just like, where? Like maybe not me because I'm on the cusp of Cancer, Leo. And then I got Leo in 5 placements. And then I got the Taurus moon. So I got Aquarius. I only have like 2 placements of water. I got Scorpio as my North Node and Cancer as my Sun. So I don't really have too much water. I got more fire in my chart. And so I'm more like on that feisty, scorch 'em type energy. Larry says, hold this L. Ooh. But you guys should be good because you're a Pisces, Fresh. So you guys should be good. Like I'm saying, like my daughter's a Pisces and I'm a Cancer, so we good. We connect. There we go. Leo gang in the building. That's right. Ooh, Pink. Pink says Taurus are sensitive bullies. I agree. I can see that. Scorpio man. Yeah, Uncle Frank. See, I didn't want to say all that, but that's rumor on the street, Uncle Frank. That's rumor on the street. Same thing with Libras. That's the rumor on the street, on the streets. In the cut. What's good? Salute, salute. I like that picture too. We are what we fuss at each other. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, me and my daughter are like sisters. We be going at it. And then she'll come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, mama. Like, I didn't know that. Because then I'll get all pouty and I'll be a crybaby with her. I was like, you know what? You hurt my feelings. And she'd be like, I'm sorry, mama. And then we're best friends again. So me and her are like sisters. But she knows, like, mother and daughter is like, all right. And that's the thing with my oldest. She's like, you. And I'm like, different time. Mama's a little older now. The patients are a little like, what about cusp signs? I was born on the first day of Virgo. So Lonnie wants to know about cusp signs. They get a little of both signs. So if you got Virgo, what's that, Leo? Well, you're more a true Virgo though, because if you were born on the first day, you're born first day of Virgo. Okay, yeah. So you have, what is that, Leo energy as well. Some astrologers don't subscribe to that, but most do, because it does play a part. Like if you are like when Virgo first starts, you're still going to get that energy of the last sign. So you have a little bit of both, I say, because I also am on a cusp. Cancer Leo. So while I can be emotional on certain things like a Cancer would do, the Leo is more like this, fiery, a little more domineering. Not that they're bossy, but they're good leaders. They're good bosses, but they're not bossy. So yes, cusp has you can get a little of both signs in you if you're especially in that area. If you're in the middle of the zodiac, like say for instance, if you were like September 12th or something, then I would say you're a true Virgo. But you are like in between Leo and Virgo. So yeah, shout out to Leos because we're in the building. Thank you, Willie. Yeah, cusp signs. Yeah, that's just all. I mean, I'm not too savvy with the astrology as far as like where, like I know the placements and stuff, but I still believe, even though I'm in July, I'm closer to the cusp of being on a Leo, and so I get it. But all the signs is just really like the sun moving in different in different placements, or rather we're moving around. The moon moves every 2.5 days into each zodiac. So I think the moon is in Leo right now. Yeah. So, we're going to get some Leo energy right now. Doesn't mean that, if you're a Scorpio, you're going to get some of that Leo, like the energy of Leo. And that's with the moon. So the moon goes into every sign every 2.5 days. So we're going to get everybody's sign eventually. Yeah. So you're a true crab. You're a true Cancer, Pink. Cusp below. This is why Uncle Frank. I knew. See, this is why I said you said Scorpio, but I said Scorpio and Libras have the same. They're like brothers. They got the same kind of swag, if you will. They don't. You guys are more the intense, and the Libras are like kind of like the shadow. This is what I'm getting. And then I have this book here too, Astrology and Reincarnation. So this book is actually pretty good. I'm going to revisit it because I didn't take a look at it too much, but this is good to know where your houses are. So the houses are just the signs, but labeled first house, second house, third house, fourth house, all the way to the 12th house. And each house has its own, they're ruled by the signs, but they have their own. So like, say for instance, the fourth house is ruled by Cancer, right? So in that, you would be about nurturing, because it's whatever the sign is. So that particular house is ruled by that sign, and those are the attributes behind it, right? And so people will look at, like, numerologists or astrologers will look at where your first house is, what your third house is, your fourth house, and I think the seventh house is relationships, and wherever those signs lay in those houses. It's very deep. It goes way deeper than just doing like cards and just, astrology is really deep. A lot, Nancy Reagan used to get somebody to read the horoscopes for her and her husband, because that's what I'm saying. They know how to use our craft. They use it, and then they'll tell us, oh, that's bad. That's witchcraft. But y'all are using it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all our stuff. Think about in ancient times, they had to use the stars and the planets to know, especially with fishing, with the moon, when was the best time, harvesting, when was the best time to put the crops in, take them out, go fishing, when's the tide coming in, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is all scientific. It's not really hooey, it's more scientific, it's more for resource. It also plays into us because our DNA is made up of the solar system. So we have all that in us. This is why we can relate with more things than others. Also, if you add up your birth date, you can add up your name, and numerology is adding up your full name, your birth given name, or your birth date, and that you will see, the numbers from 1 through 9. Are you a 1 person? Are you a 5 person? With that type of energy, you're resonating on that number. So it's deep. It's deeper than rap. Who got them amusement tickets? I don't know. How do you get onto the park? How do you get in the park with your mask on? Like, how do you go on a roller coaster and I'm breathing? I'm scared, and I got my mask on. I might hyperventilate on the ride. Ooh, look at in the cut. 6. I'm a 4. That's my my life path. My soul urge is 11. So I'm master in the soul urge. This is why. And now I've come to realize and find out that 11s, 22s, and 33s they sign up to come back in the next life. I'm like, please. I'm trying to do my work now so I don't come back. But yeah, master number is 11, 22, and 33. And they're resonate even like on a higher frequency than just the regular life path 1. If you're a life path 11, or your soul urge 11, or a destiny 11, or a destiny 22, or soul urge 22, those numbers are high vibrational. 22s are the master builders, 33 are the Christ consciousness, and 11s are the psychics, or the teachers. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that's playing out right now for me is making sense, like with that being the master teacher, or having those psychic abilities or something like that. Not that I am like Jean Grey and I'm not that great. What now? Ooh, now so you work at Great Adventures? Let's go. Oh, thank you, Pink. Thank you, my sister. He's a warlock. He looks like his picture has that warlock on there. I like it. Yo, what's Dwight? Is that like Dwight, like a real person? The name Dwight. Those are like knuckleheads. Like Derek is a knucklehead name. James is a knucklehead name. Um, who else? Yeah, they've always been knuckleheads. Sean. I'm just saying, these are, in my experience, is all. Yeah, NASA. What is yours? Are you a Soul Urge 11, NASA? I can't remember. Ooh, I can't even pronounce that name. Rancuous. It sounds like a knucklehead name. Oh, okay. Jesus. I like that, Uncle Frank. That's cool. I never heard of that. Oh, we say Tay. The Tays. You are a Soul Earth. That's why I remember you. There's 11 in there. Yes, sir. We signed up for that, apparently. Sincere. Yeah, that's like Hennessy and Diamond. I used to think Roxanne was a cute name. I always thought that was a pretty name. And what was the other name that I liked? Yeah, I think it was Roxanne. It was another name though that was like around that era that I liked. Danielle is a knucklehead. The girls with the Danielle name, they little knuckleheads. Names with C's, they're little knuckleheads. I gotta turn my fan on. Hold on, y'all. Let's see who else. Names with J's, like I said, anybody with a J, James, they little knuckleheads. The girls are not really knuckleheads too much. I know NASA, that's right. Oh no, Pink, did you? My girls have unisex names. So, well, actually, no, my youngest has a unisex, but they don't know she's boy or girl. But they spell my oldest as a unisex. Somebody's got balloons out there. Graduation, my baby's graduating. We got to do a freshman orientation yesterday with my little one. I was like almost in tears. So excited. The last one to go. Yeah, NASA says he's not doing that again. So yeah, that's what I said. Apparently, Soul Urge or any master numbers 11, 22, and 33 signed up to come back. So we some old mofos. NASA, we some old mofos. I did do a dance battle. Yes, I did. Listen, Larry Beach surprised me on Lonnie's platform the other night. I was thoroughly surprised and entertained. But yeah, I used to do the battles. I would do battles, especially like in the club or in the house parties. I would do, little whatevers. I never try to spin on my head though, because I was like, no, I'm not doing all that. Yeah. But yeah, I would battle the dudes again. Being in my masculine energy, I'd be like, I could battle you. Always being competitive with the boys, especially going on the court. Oh man, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, buying the Jordans to impress this Libra. Just trying to be real cute. Just battling. Oh man, Uncle Frank, no. These little bones can't do it no more. I just do the shuffle here. But yeah, Larry Beach, I was like, what? You do that? Word. That's cool. That's interesting. We all have a story to tell. We all have our little things going on that make us who we are. Some of us, like NASA and I, have done it many times. So, everybody else, like who is it? Was it in the cut? In the cut is A six are good. 6, 7 is a spiritual number. 4s, those are the doers. They'll get the job done. A number 4. Yeah. I kind of started doing numerology as well. So I'm like, I got that. That's why it's the spiritual alchemist, because I kind of go all everywhere. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, incorporate it all to my better understanding. I won't do the butterfly, but I'll do that. Hey, I can't do the butterfly right now. But that's it. All right, y'all. So what else is good? What else? We clear? We kind of crystal clear? Are we crystal clear on our assignments and our agendas and what we need to do moving forward? Not get caught up with all the nonsense, because they coming for us. They gonna come for us however they can. We just gotta be guarded up spiritually, guarded up psychically, guarded up physically. You know, do what you can. Oh, did y'all see? I was gonna say do what you like. What is the nonsense now? God rest his soul. Shock G passed away from fentanyl. Accidental. I don't know, kids. I'm not buying that one either. Apparently, he had a problem. You know, we never seen Shock G like that out there, so I don't know. You know, I can't say that. They was trying to say that with Prince. I mean, we don't know them like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say, ooh, you did? Okay. Hold on. They really said, oh, let me give out some shout outs. Hold on, y'all, because we got a little shout out going on. So Fresh, thank you so much. I appreciate your donation. My brother Tony, thank you. He says for lunch. And for Willie. Thank you, Willie. He says talk your ish. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, my cousin just. All right. So let's get Willie. Yeah, I didn't bring my cards over. I just brought these. But hold on, Willie. Let me get my cards. Hold on. Willie says I want a reading. It's about time, Willie. Who's waiting for you? Let's see. I think I'm gonna use the manga deck with Willie. How do you want it? How do you feel? Whoa, Prince. Tupac's birthday's coming up. He would have been 50 years old. I got another thing about that too. You know, the third eye just be going all over the place. Because, you know, people, I'm like, please don't tell me all this, because that's one thing I'll have a heart attack about. Like, please, you know, but whatever. I got to digress from all that. Wow, dope. Good, Willie, good. Okay. All right. Wait a minute now, Pink. Hold on. Let me get my paper out. How do you want it? How does it feel? Growing up in the fruit and the cash, and I'm living in the fast, and I'm real. Tell me, is it cool to Pac was nasty, boy. I was like, what? What you talking about, Pac? I don't know. This is why I swear I say me and Pac were soulmates of another lifetime. I definitely believe that is something I resonate with Pac. All right, so we got Willie in the building. Hold on, Willie. Let me write this on my little notebook. Got my little notebook. Hold on. We got Pink who wants one. So today is 11. Yes. 611. That's a good number. 11 is a good number too. 11. Nassau. 11 is the master teachers and the psychics, especially if you're on a soul path. That's deep. Okie dokie, let's go. So I'm using the manga deck. stupid. Larry, leave my bird alone. Leave the pigeons alone. Remember, I think Fresh would know, and Willie might, and Pink would know. Remember, we used to be like, "Shut up, chicken head! You a chicken head." That was our thing. We'd be like, "You a chicken? That's a chicken head over there. Don't talk to her. She a chicken head." The same thing like saying a bird. She bird. All right. So what messages do we have here for Willie, please? Ooh, 9 of Cups. All right. So yeah. So you guys, if you want a reading, go ahead and sign up with Willie. Ooh, shut up, chicken head. We used to have my daughter saying that. She was like 2 years old, my little one, my oldest at the time. And my stepsister would be like, go over there and tell her she a chicken head. Like, why are you having my daughter in the middle of your... Boy, yeah. All right, so what do we have here for Big Willie, please? All right, so the 8 of Wands came out for you, Willie, in reverse. All right, this has to do with communication. Now, remember, we're in Mercury Retrograde. This is how the card looks upright. All right, but this is divine communication. Anything to do with the 8 of Wands is about divine communication. We got the 4 of Swords here right underneath that, the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to clarify too. So this has to do with communication, whether it be like verbal communication, written communication, communication through emails, any electronic communication. It's in a standstill right now. But this is something like divinely guided. This is like source behind the scenes working it out for you. It's in delay now because we are in Mercury Retrograde, and Mercury Retrograde is about that delay in communications. Yeah, and we're almost out of it. So be tuned into hearing some news. I don't know what we're going to clarify why that there. Okay, Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank is going to be after Pink. All righty, let's go. Now I'm going to be singing that damn Tupac song all over. Oh, Pac, what you do to me? What you do to me? Gemini season's in the building. Gemini's in the building. With your little feisty asses. All right, universe. Yeah, there's a cycle coming. There is something big coming out for you in regards to some type of message. I just saw the universe, which is the world card in this deck, my little sun and moon deck. So there's something big, like source, God, big coming news for you. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it has to do with money. Got the 6 of Pentacles there. All right, I like that. I'm gonna stop because I saw the 6 of Pentacles. I'm like, oh yeah. Let's go. This is either. Remember that money is currency, time is currency as well. So I feel like whatever you put, you're waiting to hear back from something that you put time into or money invested into. And the 6 of Pentacles is about even exchange. So that's what I'm getting, is like what you did is like an even exchange, or something even exchange is going to happen back for you. Okay, hold on. Why is this 8 of Wands here, please? Prince of Cups. Okay, so we have the yeah, this is a new beginning. This is a fresh start. Okay, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. There you go. You showed up in your card. All right, this is a water sign. And we have the bottom of the deck, the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're coming out of this place of lack in regards to finances. And there's a new cycle happening with that. Okay. This could be coming up in July. So, either the end of the month, I'm getting in the Cancer season because it's a water sign. So it's Cancer. Obviously can't be Scorpio, but you showed up in your chart. In your cards. but I'm getting that this will take place more or less during the Cancer season. So it could be the end of this month or the beginning of next month, and around something to do with the it's in a moon. It's in a, if it's not in a new moon, I'm getting, like the waning and waxing. If you have a calendar that tells you about, when the, but I'm saying it's in a moon cycle, but definitely in Cancer season. So you'll be getting this message will be coming clear or coming through to you around that time, and it's in regards to money, right? So no more lacks, no more feeling left out, isolated, not having enough money for something. As I saw with that other card, the Six of Pentacles, I'm getting that there's an even exchange in regards to money. All right. So that is your reading. I'm not gonna do an oracle because I got a couple of others and I want to keep it pushing for a little bit there, But so I hope that makes sense. Larry said he wants a reading. Yes, Lotus. I love me some Pac. Okay. All right, Willie. So you know what? Let me get your wisdom. Because you haven't been here in a minute. I'm like, where is Willie at? I'm gonna get your wisdom oracle to send you on your way. Come on, Larry. Get your reading up. Oh, no, we did a reading for you last time, though, Larry. Yeah, somebody's getting married. And I don't know if it's Larry getting married. So somebody was getting married, and you got all suited up for it. That's what the card said. No, he doesn't like our witchery. I don't know why. No, but you did a reading. We did a reading, was it last week? You did a reading, which was surprising. All right, let's get this oracle for Willie. I mean, for Willie. Yes, Willie. I did say Willie. Let's get an oracle. Okay. Ooh, Yang, and I love it. Look at this. I'm seeing the pentacles again. Yeah, this is divinely. This is a beautiful thing because I'm getting that this is like your turn. This is your time to strike financially. With the Yang, remember that this is the balance with the Yin and the Yang. This is masculine energy. Okay. So you're seizing and look, and we also have that solar eclipse, and then we have here a leg up in reverse. So that's what it looks like upright. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. All right, leg up, and so yeah, you did a lot of leg work, not like on your feet, but you did like that's what they say. You did a lot of leg work. It's just research. I feel like you did just collecting enough information that you needed so that you can, as far as money wise, you did something like as far as security. So it's coming back to you, right? And this solar eclipse that just happened, this is where it's pushing all that energy towards you. Again, I'm getting like it's still divinely guided stuff. So this is not only you putting in the work, but this is like God helping, pushing this through for you, because that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just ask your ancestors, oh, help me out with some money, and you don't put the legwork in. You got to do that as well. So that's what your wisdom card is. And it's breaking down to number 1, new beginnings. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Sometime again, I'm getting that sun. So if not, well, the solar eclipse is going to stay here for like that energy is going to be here for 6 months, but in the summertime. So look to something the end of June and into July. Just look for the Cancer season. Something's big. You'll get more communication in regards to what it is with that the finances. Okay. Lotus is a witch too. Okay, Pink, you're next. Okay, good, Willie, good. Thank you. Gotta make sense to somebody. All right, let's see, Pink. We're gonna use the Witches deck with Pink. the witches deck, because we're all witches. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Whoa. As soon as I cracked open the deck, I love it. This is for my sister. She got the Queen of Pentacles. You're sitting pretty on top of that throne. You got your money squared away. You're squared away. Not worried about nobody. We got Pisces showing through with the Hangman. You're not confused anymore. All right. You've gotten that epiphany. And we got the Queen of Cups. There you go. You showed up. I'm going to leave it right there. You showed up. Queen of Cups, which is Cancer. It's water signs, but it's Cancer. The Queen of Cups is usually the mother, Queen Mother, Cancer. All right. You're a warlock. Yeah, Pisces are warlocks. No doubt. Yeah, Pink, you're really in your queendom right now. You're really sitting pretty. I mean, but you're sitting pretty. Okay. Oh, Six of Cups. All right, so this is, again, you're showing up in your cards as well. This is what it looks like upright. This is what it looks like in reverse. This is what it showed up in reverse. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. Oh, we got two. Oh, you got communication. All right. So we got the wands here. We got communication. This is the bottom of the deck. The Six of Cups has to do with like nostalgia, a lot of either soulmate, past soulmates, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but also about childhood or children. Right. So what I'm getting here is that, again, we're in this Mercury retrograde. So with this Eight of Wands, the communication is not coming through right yet. But there is either a new idea or a new person, or not a new person in that sense, but like either a friend or a new person in that sense. That wants to talk to you, but I'm also getting ideas. I feel like you're also you had to declutter a lot of stuff that no longer works with you in your mind. Okay, this is also a water energy, so it's about emotions, and I'm getting that you released some of this old emotions, this old baggage, this old way of thinking, right? And so you're clearing your mind. It's like retrograde, with Mercury retrograde, it's about miscommunications, but I'm getting like you're holding back on certain things that you need to say because now it's not really the right time. But I'm also getting ideas, like you're coming up with some ideas. You're just trying to implement how to execute it, because you're letting go of that emotional, like this old emotional energy that it's just like no longer could be like childish, way of thinking, but it's no longer resonating with you. All right. Let's clarify why that is there. Fresh. Focus. Mm-hmm. NASA, what are you doing behind the computers? He's looking it up. Keep looking. Research. What are we researching though, NASA? All right. So why is the 6 here? Yeah, Prince of Cups. So there's like a new friend or so. Somebody either younger or they're young at heart. Not immature, but we got the Prince. Yeah, there's a lot of and this could be children though. There's like a lot of I'm getting a lot of kid energy because we got the Prince of Cups that showed up. We got the Prince of Pentacles. We got the Page of Wands, which is just the page, another name for it. And then we have these children here with the 6 of Cups. So I'm getting there's a lot of children energy around you. And that could be what we talked about on our flip side. So I'm getting that energy around. Hold on, let's see. Ooh, Seven of Cups just floated out. All right, so you are showing up in your own you're showing up in your own reading as well, because we got the Seven of Cups here. All right, this is in reverse. So this could be somebody that you're clearing out as well, Cancer. All right, because this has two people here. Usually the Seven of Cups is about like having options and illusions. It's kind of like that warlock type energy where it's just kind of illusionary or and having options, but it's in reverse, right? So you're like there's a lot of people like falling away through the waysides, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot of this energy that's just like cleaning out. You're cleaning out and clearing out that energy around you. But if this is not about kids, like being that energy around you for some reason, I'm getting like, well, because Cancers are the mothers too. So the mothers of the zodiac. So therefore we attract, we're nurturers by, we're mothers by nature. So that could be why the children energy is coming up. But then I'm also getting that there could be this one person who kind of just exudes this different, they're like a maverick. They're emotional like a Cancer and Pisces, but they're feisty like an Aries with the wands. And they know how to be grounded and maintain money like the Pentacles. So, there could be this person that, is coming through as well. This is why a lot of this energy is being wiped away. But I'm also getting like just children energy and you just, evolving as well, watching. Okay, got you, NASA. Aaron, you silly. Thank you. So let me get you an oracle. Let's get an angel oracle to tie up. As I like to say, sop it up, like the meat and potatoes or the biscuits and gravy. Okay. Ask for help from others. Yeah. As I'm cracking open the deck. Ooh, and a year from now. Okay, let's see what's going on. I'm gonna leave it right there. So yeah, helpful people. So yeah, there's either this is you being like this helpful and people are asking you for help. This is why we're getting all this children coming around you. Or you've asked for the help and now people are coming around to you. So let's see. They're coming to your aid. Okay, so ask your angels. Yeah. So the bottom of the deck is ask your angels. Okay. Remember, guys, as I just said, we ask our angels for the help, but we have to apply what we're asking. All right. And we got no is your card here. It's in reverse. So if you're asking for help, again, like we're in retrograde right now, again, with the Mercury, and that's about communication. So it's not that it's going on deaf ears, like nobody's really listening. I just feel like we're in that weird little miscommunication thing. So it might not come off. It might not come off like, oh, they're not helping me. It's just there's like this little miscommunication or whatever. But nonetheless, or if they're asking you and you're not complying, it's not that you don't want to. It's just I feel like there's like some miscommunication going on. This is why this is a no. But with the keep asking and letting your friend and helping and asking for help and asking your angels, angels source moves on their own time. So it's not when you want it to, it's when they do it on their time, if that makes sense. So not to get too hung up on the miscommunication part. I just feel like it's just not at its time, but there's definitely a lot of children energy around you. So, that's a good thing. They're a blessing, whether it's you helping them and somebody's asking for help from you, and you're like, I can't, or you're just not knowing that they need help right now. I don't see it as being like somebody's dissing one or the other. I just feel like there's kind of like this miscommunication going on. And also source, like, well, we're doing on our own time, not when you want it. All right. Okay, so see, that might be you. That's why. So you're the one stuck in that way. Not stuck, but you're in that ass. They're there. There's people gonna help you. They're all around. In the physical and in the spiritual. Okay, Mr. Frank, come on down. I don't know why I wanted to pull a romance for Uncle Frank. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't know what's going on. I just looked at the deck. It was like romance. I was like, what? I don't really like to talk about romance too much online because that gets a whole. We're gonna use the manga deck for Uncle Frank. That gets all crazy. That's when we really be in our emotions. Ugh. Sheesh. All right. Are you serious? I knew it. That's why I'm like, yeah, you got that Scorpio, Libra. I know. I got it. All right, so we'll do the angel romance for Uncle Frank. I think most of us do. I have a problem too sometimes asking for help, especially with the Leo and the Taurus in me. I'm like, I'll do it all by myself till I work myself silly and tired and broken down. And my grandmother used to be like, why don't you tell me that you needed help? I'm like, oh, grandma. All right, we got wedding showing up for Big Frank. As I just cracked open the deck. And express your love. Okay. So somebody's expressing their love, which is going to lead to marriage. Pink. Right. I know. Me too. Okay, children. So Uncle Frank, we got children here in reverse. All right. So this is what it looks like upright. This is your romance card here. And what do we have? Make the effort. Bottom of the deck, unrequited love. All right. So this I'm getting is a separation or divorce going on here with the bottom with this unrequited love and the children in reverse. Okay. So there's possible a separation around you. If this is not you, this is somebody close in your vicinity and has to do with the children. Yeah, when I saw a wedding, obviously, and unrequited love, there is a divorce or a separation with the children being, affected with this co-parenting. All right, let's clarify why this is here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to clarify why is this here. Okay, so yeah, it's like it's a separation. So let's see. The Magician. So somebody's a Virgo, okay, with that Magician card there. I'm getting disappear. Yeah, with the separation, I'm getting disappear with the Magician card, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles here. So there's like a custody or some child support, some kind of issue going on in regards to like with the children. Yeah, and then the Emperor. This might have to do with the father figure because the Emperor showed up too. So I'm getting that there's this heavy influence with the father figure and the kids, the children. Okay, why is this here, please? Seven of Swords, yeah. Somebody's trying to be underhanded. Now, this I will read as being underhanded. Usually, I don't. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Eight of Swords. Okay, I was going to say this is somebody really trying to be underhanded. We got the Emperor again. So heavy with the father figure. This is the Emperor. This is Aries energy coming through with the Eight of Swords and the so the card that came out to clarify is the Eight of Swords. All right. This has to do with like this emotional turmoil. If not people around you, like with this battling back and forth, this bickering. This could be somebody internalizing it. So there could be like this anxiety or an not it's anxiety, but it's also with these children. I'm getting like this is anxiety with them because there's like this battle going back and forth. Okay, and if it's not with them, then it's the people around you, or it's you having this anxiety over the children. All right, because this is like this father figure that's like kind of pulling them like towards him, like he wants to like it's like this, yeah, it's like this custody battle where, and when I saw the Magician, it's like disappear, like he wants to just like have them away from everybody, if that makes sense. Okay, and so we got that, and let me get you an oracle deck. Let's get an angels because I feel like this is a little intense. Like somebody's trying to do that. Yeah, reconsider. So when I cracked the deck, this is what showed up. Reconsider. Yeah. This is about court. I'm getting court. Custody battle. A year from now. Okay. And it's up to you. Let's see. So this ain't the romance that you that you were looking for, but it's a message that you needed to hear nonetheless. Oh, right. Uncle Frank was getting no. This is not the romance that yeah, that we were thinking of. Because I sure wasn't. I was getting the romance of the like, you know, little lovey-dovey stuff. But you know, they're still loving that with our children or, you know, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins. It doesn't have to be romantic with the romance, but usually it is. All right, so let's get an angel answer here for Uncle Frank, please. Forgiveness, yeah. All right, so that's the card here. So this is your angel answer. It's forgiveness. All right. Yeah, if this person is being kind of douchey, you know, it is within the next few weeks. Yeah, after retrograde, right? There'll probably be some communication. We got a lot of family stuff going on here. So this could be like you guys being outside in a family, you know, one of the family functions or group settings. And, you know, maybe they're apologizing to you or you're apologizing to them. I feel like it's about their behavior though. So, you know, somebody's getting pulled and pulled, their coat is being pulled about their behavior. And then there's this, you know, this dialogue, this communication going back and forth. And then where this, you know, this forgiveness comes through. If it doesn't happen though, I still feel like you understand the situation. So it's, you're still you give this person this forgiveness. And if it's not like a face-to-face apology, I feel like you'll forgive them. You don't necessarily have to tell them that they're forgiven, but you forgive them in your heart so that it's not giving you this anxiety. because we also have to remove ourselves from the situations and be hindsight to it. So it's like we remove ourselves from the box and we got to see everything around us, and then it's like, okay, I understand why you did what you did. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if it's just one-sided, you're going to be like, nah, you were wrong, blah 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 blah. But if you understand why this person's doing what they're doing, then it's like, okay, you know what, I forgive them, I understand, we can move on. Okay. All right, Uncle Frank, so that was your message. Very nice. No, if it's not Uncle Frank, that's what I'm saying. If it's not you specifically, it could be the energy around you. So there's somebody really close, within your circumference. I don't know who y'all are. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's somebody around you that's dealing with a custody. That's what I'm saying. It may not be you. If it's not you, then it's somebody around you that's going through this. So you're kind of like this third party person where you're seeing things happening, and it's going to play itself out, and then it's like, okay, I understand now. You have this forgiveness, you understand it. Like when I was pulling out the cards and shuffling it, it said a year from now, but now it's here at the bottom of the deck. It says within the next few weeks, right? So I'm getting that it's within the next few weeks as far as with this speaking to one another and talking to one another, because I get a lot of these people out here, there's a lot of interaction going on, or it just hasn't happened yet and it's about to happen. So it probably is not making sense right now because you're not really seeing stuff, but it could be starting to play out, and you'll see it within the next few weeks or up to a year. You understand? So it might not happen just yet because it's coming. It could be coming up in the future. All right. Okay. So that was your message, Uncle Frank. All right. We got 3 hours in, almost 4 hours. I think I'm going to go because my child is here and I got to get something to eat. You're welcome, Uncle Frank. You're welcome. All right, gang, I'm going to head out. And I'm glad that we got to talk. I'm glad that this was a successful session, because I wasn't sure if we were going to rock out for this long. And I'm glad that we did. I apologize for not camming up. Like I said, Mercury Retrograde, I was caught into another feeling, another emotion. But I appreciate everybody, my heavy hitters. Willie, thank you. Lotus, thank you. Love and Loyalty, thank you. My moderators, all the kings and queens that came through. Yellow Jesus, Larry, who else? Maine, the big hitters. Thank you. Lonnie for gracing me. My Canadian brother. I always forget. Let's talk. And he's come through a couple of times, and he's the only one. I forgot about him, and I was thinking about him not too long ago. And all my beautiful queens that came through, and Pink Sugar, the heavy hitter, Limes and Lemon. Okay, she's our new to the crew. And if I forgot your names, I forget. Fresh, that's right, Fresh was here. Rich, Big Rich. Who else? NASA, of course, NASA. The usual suspects. Salute to you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the message. And I appreciate you guys always. You guys make this platform to where it is. And yeah, it's Friday, guys. We're going to do the damn thing. All right. Fresh Breezy. Yes, it was a good chat. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to not vent, but just air out some thoughts. All right, gang. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. Probably do the Wednesdays, the usual Wednesdays, but I don't know. I'm trying to play around with different things. We did the Wednesday. I did all the zodiac signs. That was like forever. That was like 2 hours just to get through all 12 signs. I think I'm gonna do that like once a month, and maybe like on a Monday. Wednesdays I'm gonna really stick to just us doing our thing. It's what Spirit wants me to do, really. There we go. That was my cue. The internet was like, all right, guys, can we get a Sunday show this weekend? Ooh, what's Sunday? Well, I gotta check the calendar. Ooh, it's the 13th. I don't know. Maybe. If everybody's down with that, it'll probably be like later on. Thank you, Willie. Willie says subscribes, 200 subs. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, we get to 200. That is awesome. I didn't even think I'd get to this far. Tell it to Yellow Jesus. I was like out the door. I think I had like 8. I was like, I'm done. Not because of the subscribers. It was just like, I just, I was like kind of shook with doing the readings on YouTube. But I was like, all right, somebody's got to hear the message. But maybe we'll see. I'll try. I'm not really good. The communication. I didn't send out a post to anybody that I was coming on. I was just like, Spirit was like, you got to talk. You got to talk to these people. We got to talk. So we'll see. All right, guys. So yes, enjoy, stay blessed, stay well. Lotus, thank you always for including my family in your prayers, and you as well. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. Be safe. Be safe. Peace.